down Main, it's a clear night. Screens glowing blue, got the facts in my headlights. Commonwealth tripping, but the truth stay calm. 𝗺𝗫𝗃 and 𝗟𝗟𝗃, I'ma read them like Psalms. KP throwing shade from a broke down porch, but the files in my lap like a flame to a torch. I don't raise my voice, I just let the game speak. Steady with the grind while the crooked run weak. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just ride a slow grind. Midnight oil burning, pen hit the pad slow. Every word cut clean like the rims on the 𝗬𝗏. From Boston to Brockton, the whispers all hum. Turtleboys riding in the reckoning gon' come. 𝗟𝗟𝗃 in the back room, 𝗺𝗫𝗃 on the phone. Trying to twist the narrative, but they can't postpone. I'm just sipping on the facts while the city play pretend. Truth got no curfew, I'ma run it to the end. See, this ain't about fame, this about that long game. You can duck, you can weave, but the truth still call your name. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow, gliding. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow, guys. We just call hold down to the city blocks. We just riding slow, guys.
Welcome to the weekend live show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
Apache Junction, Taunton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchard, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Wichita, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stands, leave your clothes, buddy, and
hey, you a funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard of Turtleboy? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. He's not a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody. You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog that.
Let's get this party started.
Yo, what's up, people? How's everyone out there doing tonight? Good, good, excellent. Welcome to the live show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. My name is Aidan Kearney. I go by a variety of nicknames, if you like, that you can call me. You guys hear me okay? Starting with, you could call me Timothy Kearney. That's my true crime name. You can call me Journalism Jesus, my spiritual name. You can call me Turtleboy, Uncle Turtleboy. I prefer Dr. Turtleboy. That's my preferred pronoun. And, if Judd Welch is a doctor, so am I. You can call me the GOAT, the reason for the season. So Ray from Dallas calls me. You can call me Daddy. A lot of people call me Daddy these days. I like that. I understand for some people it might be weird and awkward. For others, it might be fun, playful, flirtatious, sexy, any of the above. You call me different derivatives of daddy, up to and including, but not limited to, crowd daddy, theater daddy, brow daddy, daytime daddy, and especially fridge daddy, because I fix a whole lot of fridges. The same fridges, too. The same fridges keep breaking. It's always at stupid April's house. But anyway, I'm beginning to think she's breaking it herself. I don't know. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Good. St. Kearney too. Also St. Kearney and Mr. Media. I think that's what Proctor's former lawyer told me. But anyway, I hope you guys had a good time last night. What an amazing night that was, guys. We threw it together within a few days. And I loved it, man. I had a great time last night. We raised, if you guys missed it, just on the 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀, the Give Send Go, we raised Mazda had us at like 25. But I think it was more than that. I think because like I'd been getting donations throughout the day on Saturday, so those weren't counted. And so it was like, I think it was like 27, 28 when it's all said and done. I don't even know. That didn't even, and I got some cash apps too. I don't even know. It was a fucking great night. It was, I could not believe. I was like, if we get 10, I'll be very happy about that. You know what I mean? And man, you guys just blew it out of the water, dude. That shit was wild. And what a great panel we had last night. Great panel. I was especially happy to have like the boots on the ground people there, you know, who have been there from day one. People like Tom, DeRozier, Dina, Erica, you know, they've been out there every day, you know, and I've gotten to know these people so well over these years and like experience is talking about, it was just reminiscent, man. A lot of reminiscent and playing videos. It was good. It was entertaining. It was fun. And we raised a lot of money for a really good cause, the Mr. Better cause. All right. And because, you know, anyway, hopefully you guys had fun. We had a good time. I'm also happy that Karen Reed raised, I think it's 20, whatever it was. I don't like, to be very clear, I've seen some people be like, a competition. I don't give a fuck. It's not a competition to me. It never was a competition to me. I don't care. I hope everybody made money. I hope everybody, they're both good causes. They're both good causes as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, I'm genuinely happy. I'm Team Karen Reed. Everybody knows that. Like, hello. You know, I started this whole fucking, like, I started reporting on this thing because I adamantly believed in her cause because she's not guilty. Duh. People forget that. People forget that. I mean, there were some people chirping at me on Twitter today about this. Let me see if I can bring this up. And this does not count as drama, by the way. This is not, I'm not giving my chip up for this because this is not drama. This is positivity. Positivity is not the same thing as drama, to be perfectly clear. I want to bring this up. So I said, where'd it go? Where was the person? Oh, this one. All right. So I said, yeah, first of all, shout out to 𝗏𝗲 Media. You know, he was documenting it all night, just adding them up. It was great to see. Love 𝗏𝗲 Media. Great guy. And where'd he go? All right, so this person says, it wasn't, what'd you say? It wasn't, because I'm like, because I wanted to be clear that, you know, it was also good to see Karen Reed made a public appearance and raised some much needed funding for her fight. Personal differences aside, I've always supported her in her fight and will continue to do so because the McAlberts murdered John O'Keefe, not her. Boom, roasted. Who can say otherwise? You can't even argue with that. It's like, bro, I've literally been here since day one, having her back, always have, always will, differences aside, whatever. Okay, that's it. And then this person says, it wasn't really supportive when you went on your show and you said blah, 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 negative things. Okay, what else am I missing? Okay, response to that. I said, well, Karen called John some choice words in those voicemails, but she still loved him and didn't want him to die, right? We all agree on that. That, like, you can say mean things about other people, and that doesn't mean that, like, you hate you. You know what I mean? It's not like that, right? It's not like that. Sometimes people, whatever. The people that John was in his last moments didn't say anything nasty about him with their words, but yet they left him die out in the cold. So by these people's standards, right, like, 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗃 must have been good, right? Because 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗃 never said nasty shit to John O'Keefe, did he? No, he never. John Jen McCabe never left John any nasty voicemails, did she? So Jen McCabe must be the good guy, you fucking retard. You absolute fucking child. Who is this? Who is this broad? I've messaged with this chick, Lizard. She gave me, she's like one of these, I mean, she's retarded. I mean, she believes anything that anybody anti-Turtleboy says basically on the internet. And so, yeah, so I said that, you know, the people who John was with in his last moments didn't say anything nasty about him with their words, yet they left him to die in the cold. Regardless of any personal differences, I should have said 100%. I'm 100% supportive of Karen Read in her ongoing legal battles with the people who framed her for the murder that they committed. I hope she wins, and I hope more truth is revealed. People can have personal differences, but still recognize that they are working towards a common goal against a common enemy. Boom, roasted. Okay, that's it. That's my official position on this, right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Well, like bigger picture here, guys, bigger picture. And then she goes, objection, relevance. It's like, well, okay, me, when people say mean things about you, when people say mean things about other people, it means they don't support them. Me, Karen said mean things about John, but doesn't mean she didn't love and support him. You, I don't get this very obvious analogy because I'm very fucking stupid. Boom, roasted, take a seat, take a seat. All right. And then we had over here, got another pissing match with somebody today about like, what? Okay. Anyway, I don't even want to go over this. So yeah, good night. It was a positive night, and I'm not going to be brought down by your negativity, right? Not going to be brought down by it. And, I'm happy that obviously we raised a whole bunch of money, and a shout out to the Broken Baker because he raised some cash money today too for the Turtleboy legal defense one. That was great. And we're going to need it, man. We're going to need it because we have a long legal fight ahead of us, potentially long or short. I don't know. Either way, it's expensive, right? It's more, the longer it goes, the more expensive it gets. And you know, like for example, January 23rd, we're going to have our motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove, right? And if that fails, which it shouldn't, because he should absolutely be recused. All right. He is absolutely conflicted off of this. And if it's not, though, then it will be a motion to dismiss hearing, probably in a couple months, with the mega motion. So that should be interesting. If that fails, then we go to trial, December 1st. I used to be kind of scared of trial. I'm not anymore. I am not scared of a trial at all. Not scared, but just like after interviewing Ronnie the juror, after the Ronnie the juror stuff, like I'm like, I can't trust the jury after hearing that guy, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Like at the end of the day, no juror is going to convict me. Absolutely not. How could they? Going over all the evidence last night, all the videos, like you can't do it. You can't do it. So anyway, there you go. If you guys want to have your messages read out loud to the class tonight, you can click at the link at the top for, hold on, what's this? Hold on. Hold on. I just got to text this. Well, all right. Anyway, so anyway, what was I going to say? What was I going to say? So yeah, I got these charges that I'm still dealing with. Turtle Chats. Link at the top for Turtle Chat. Click on that. You can pay whatever, say whatever. I will read your messages out loud to the class when you do so, and we'll all have a good time, etc. So let me read our first one here. See what we got so far. All right. First up, we got Jay Boogie. sends $6 and says, "Hey, Dr. 𝗵𝗶𝗂𝗺 here. Just want to let you know that I am a pit boss in Las Vegas and you're welcome in my casino anytime, pal. Love you, man." Well, thank you, 𝗵𝗶𝗂𝗺. And maybe I'll come to your casino sometime. Chris sends $25 and goes, "You can have a fundraiser whenever you want because you're Turtleboy and you apologize for nothing. I'm here for it. Never change, brother." You know, I did a comedy. Like, I did move I understood that, like, people were very, like, I want to avoid drama. Remember, I'm on my 6-day drama free. Okay. And, like, I want to avoid any sort of drama. So, like, I do a fundraiser and it's like, well, we're doing a fundraiser at this time. Okay. Okay. You can go to both. You know, people can donate to both. And that's fine too. But I'll tell you one thing I won't do is if I'm having a fundraiser for someone else, I'm not going to turn super chats on my channel. I will not do that. Like, I will not try to profit off of someone else's fundraiser. Just saying. But, you know, you can have 2 fundraisers at one time, but either way, just because I'm drama free now, just to avoid it, I moved it to 8:30 and we all got to watch, you know, Karen Reed. We got to watch Karen Reed do her first, I guess, interview or appearance or whatever since 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗺. And that was interesting, you know? So yeah, I feel like I was being the mature adult there and just trying to avoid drama free. And we had a great time. We had a positive night. Yeah, I mean, if I did exactly, Nicholas, if I did a fundraiser tonight, they would lose their minds. Like, there's nothing I can do to please these people. There's nothing I can do. So don't even bother trying, you know? All right. So what was I saying now? All right, next turtle chat. Let me refresh this here. I'm also Cash App at $ Uncle Turtleboy as well. Okay, let me read some of these. All right. The fuck is this one? All right. Chloe sends $5 and says boomer sooner. Oh, that was last night they sent that. Okay. Too bad they lost. Holly sent $40 and says your journalism protects our rights and freedoms. Well, thank you. Deanna sent $25 and just says for justice. Thank you, Deanna. Marianne sends $10 and goes, thank you for fighting for all of our freedoms. My pleasure, Marianne. Gigi sends $50 and goes, Gigi's got your back. Nail their ass. All right. Thanks, Gigi. Ralph sends $25 and says none. Okay. Chloe Markle sends $25 and goes, Bettero room service cocktail number 2. Okay. Thank you very much. Let me just refresh this here. See if we missed anything. All right, cool. All right. So yeah, if anyone else wants their messages read, you know who didn't have their super chats on last night? 𝗏𝗲 Media. Like, people are hating on 𝗏𝗲 Media too. I mean, Jesus Christ, you can't do anything right these days. 𝗏𝗲 Media is like the nicest guy in the world. If anybody's ever met 𝗏𝗲 Media, he's really tall too. He's very tall. And 𝗏𝗲 Media is just a enthusiastic supporter of all things justice, you know, Turtleboy, Karen Reed, all of it. And, you know, last night he did that big board to show kind of how much people were raising on this, which is a good thing, you know. And I'll tell you one thing, if the Karen Reed fundraiser raised more money than me, I'd be happy for them. Like, I know everyone obviously rub it in my face. They'd be like, oh, Turtleboy, you lost, like, you're losing your touch, blah, 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 you know. And so I know that would happen. But and then they wouldn't have a problem with Maz's big board, right? I don't care who got more. I'm not at all interested in that. Okay. I'm happy for everybody that everybody made money off of this. Okay. And so, like, I can't help it if people gave $25,000. I can't fucking help that. Right. But it does kind of disprove, like, this nonsense. Not that many people believe this nonsense that, like, you know, oh, people aren't happy with Turtleboy anymore. Everyone's turning on Turtleboy. Turtleboy's ruined. Nobody wants to watch Turtleboy anymore. He's done. Remember, $0 on advertising sold out the Wilbur. 0. No marketing at all. Last night, 2 days before, I announced we're going to have a fundraiser. Boom, 25 G's. Awesome. Awesome. You really needed that. Really needed that. Not going to lie. That helped immensely. All right. Now, what else was I going to say? I forget. But either way, it's great. Mazza Media, great guy. Love him. The best. Love you, Mazza. Okay. All right. Let me read this. All right, cool. All right. Anyway, what was I going to say? I forget. All right. So we got a lot of good stuff to get into tonight. It's 5 days to go till Christmas. Feeling good. Patriots are on tomorrow night. I'm going to be live streaming that tomorrow night. Right now, Kerry Roberts is on with that chick, the Tuesday Gazette chick. I actually want to. Can we watch that for a minute? I just want to see what Sandra Bullock's up to. $36 people. Oh, 366. Okay.
Retired police officers that came in and
Again,
meticulous.
This broad is so boring. I mean, she's not bad looking. I got to be honest. The Tuesday Gazette is not bad looking, but she's just so boring. This channel could be so much more interesting. These hags are so. And there's Kerry Roberts with Kerry Llama. Let's see what she has to say.
I don't know how they've done it. I really don't.
Yeah.
Really strong people.
Really
Paul's amazing. Like their whole family. They have a huge. So there was a running joke when John was here, he would be like, "Oh, your cousin. Oh, your cousin."
Oh, did they cut out?
She have stroke.
Everybody froze for me.
Yeah, me too.
I can see you.
I can see you too.
But no, they're stopped.
So Peg has a ton of nieces and nephews, but when John was around, it was always a running joke. Like, I have a huge family, and he would be like, "Oh, let me guess, it was one of your cousins. It was one. Let me guess, you went to the pharmacy and you saw one of your cousins, or you know." And now after John passed, the amount of cousins that he has is nothing compared to what I have. And Patrick will even say jokes to me now. I'll say like, "Oh, you know, guess who I saw?" He's like, "Let me guess, it was one of your cousins." I'm like, "All right, so listen, I understand you people have this running joke that I have a huge family. You guys have way more than I do. They're everywhere, and they're amazing, and they rally around their aunt for support. She has a huge family that loves her. It's great.
What would happen if one day one of those two kids grows up? More likely the boy, I think, and grows up and he looks at all the facts objectively, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't think Karen did this." What will they do then? What will Kerry Roberts and will they respect the children if they grow up and they reach the conclusion that Karen Reed's actually innocent? Well, they won't, there's no way they would accept that. They'd be like, "No, fucking no." But I think it could happen because the facts are overwhelming, and these kids are not that stupid. No, they're not. No, they're not stupid. I meant to say they're not stupid. Kids are not stupid. And that's stupid. Kids are not stupid. And when they grow up and they look at you, because you got to be pretty stupid to believe that John O'Keefe was hit by a car,
Mr. O'Keefe and Paul, they're so lucky. They have a lot of support.
They are so lucky. They are.
They love their Auntie Peg.
Yep.
I'm so happy to hear that. I want to say though, real quickly, and I'm going to pass the torch to Julie to ask some questions. Oh, but how big is Canton? The population?
You can Google that, bitch. 25,000.
Julie kind of.
I would bet it's like 30,000 people, right?
How many?
It's probably pretty small.
3,000?
I think it's the same as Stoughton.
Which is kind of crazy.
It's not big.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, they're both not big towns. Yeah.
Like 30,000?
25,000 it says.
There have been some.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty small. Yeah.
This is a show?
Email in the world that Patrick can depend on. But Karen is trying to make it seem.
These are the Natalie texts between me and Turtleboy that don't show the exhibits, just read them. These exhibits are my personal slides. He can show the driveway alarm.com pic. Please tell him not to share the title. It has Yanetti's initials in it. Patrick is wearing a jersey with his uncle's murderers on it. Kerry Roberts is a fucking cunt. Always has been. Had Patrick kicked out of the town pool this summer after his parents died because he didn't pay $5. Wow.
like, you know, she's the only female in the world that Patrick can depend on, when we all know that's not true. And she says Kerry Roberts is an FN see you next Tuesday name and always has been. So that's interesting.
That's interesting.
And yep. And so according to our friend Karen, you had Patrick kicked out of the pool. So, you know, again, those of us that have seen these leaked texts, we understand what's going on. We understand that Karen is trying to paint this picture and paint anyone that loved John in a very negative way. I mean, she says in some of these texts, and it's not here, but in some of the other ones, that the only people that really loved John and the only people that really cared that he died were her and her family. So I just want to give you a chance to say what you need to say. I know if I was in your position, there's a lot of things that I would need to say.
Oh
to
my
Karen
God, look at
about
this bitch's face.
This little text that she sent.
Oh yeah, what would you say?
So what are your thoughts about this?
What would you say, Big Red?
For starters, I have nothing to say to Karen. So I will explain the situation. The fact that she says that I'm a C word and always have been is interesting because I really liked Karen. I got along with her well. We didn't spend a lot of time together. It was mostly baseball or pickups or drop-offs, but I liked her a lot. And we could have become like, you know, friends if life wasn't so busy. I really liked her. I thought, you know what, John's dating somebody like this one, like, because he would date here and there, and we're like, all right, are we gonna get to meet them? Kurt, my husband, always got to meet them. But if they didn't date for that long, I didn't get to meet them. But I thought, you know what, I really like her. She was very good with the kids. She was very complimentary. She always wanted to help. I thought she was great. So are
they gonna ask this bitch why she lied to the FBI? Are we gonna get to the good shit? Why did you lie to the grand jury, bitch? What's up with that? Can we talk? That's like the most important question you got to ask Kerry Roberts is, why'd you lie to the grand jury?
Never had any issue with her ever. So the fact that she's saying these things that I was a C and I always have been is very interesting. But you know, whatever. The whole pool thing.
No one cares.
It's called the 𝗃𝗃, and it's in our neighborhood. It's a neighborhood pool. It's a club. There's a clubhouse. There's
fuck your pool.
But they didn't belong at the time. I had taken my two kids. No big deal. Later that night, John had called me and we got into a beef about it because I don't know what, he misunderstood the story at some point. Anyway, it wasn't a big deal. The only people that knew about that story were myself, my husband, the woman who was coming into the pool that took Patrick, and the woman whose children I had. So I knew when it was out there in social media and it was called the town pool and that there was a discretion or whatever, over $5 for a guest fee, I knew it had come from Karen because nobody else knew that story. And it wasn't that big of a deal. And that's when I first started saying to myself, like, wait a minute, what? Why is this even this? Nobody knew.
Imagine having Kerry Roberts on your show. You got like a big interview with Kerry Roberts, and then you spend 15 minutes discussing whether or not Patrick had to pay $5 to go swimming at the town pool. Like, that's what you took. These bitches are blowing it. I mean, this is a big get. You got Kerry Roberts up there. She wanted to be a movie star within a couple days, apparently, after the whatever.
That story except for her. So I know she's got something to do with the story getting out and making me look like an asshole.
Yeah, right.
Like
right.
he did not get thrown out, for starters. It wasn't the summer after his parents passed away. And it was just the only truth about that story is there was a pool and a guest fee.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
So did any of you have any indication that Karen was capable of this? Like, you know, just like you said, you know, taking this situation and twisting it to make, you know, these huge villains, just like she did with everything that night. Did anyone have any indication that Karen had these kind of tendencies where she would do this and create these storylines to make villains?
The Karen that I knew and the Karen that I really liked is not the Karen that I see now. It's not even close to the same person. The Karen that I knew that dated John was very caring. She was very loving. She took care. She was wonderful. I mean, I really liked her. My kids loved her. My son was like, she would, you know.
Bitch, maybe you were onto something. Like then, mate, she's so close. She's so close to figuring it out. Like maybe she didn't kill him. Maybe.
Interact with my daughter, but my son loved her. They would go to Red Sox games, and he was like, "We had the best time. We went to this place." You know, he loved her. You know, my husband loved her. That is not the person that I see today.
I mean, and I mean, we all know. I mean, Jen loved her. Jen always says that.
Jen loved her. She loved her. She loved Karen Reed. What? Is this a joke?
Yeah.
I don't know what she is.
It sounds like she's like this chameleon person who, it's very scary to think that there are these people like hiding in your life that when their back is pushed to the wall, that would be capable of doing these things. That scares me more than like
what, defending yourself? She's defending herself. She told the truth about what happened. She reported it. She put it in court filings. That's it. And she was friendly with your local award-winning journalist over here, who amplified the story, the truth, got it out there when no other media outlet would. Boom.
Jeffrey Dahmer, that there might be that person that is fooling me in my life, that when, you know, the chips are down, they're not going to be a person of integrity. They're going to be a person that does something like this. That's very scary, at least to me.
Oh my God.
Are there any other things, Kerry, that you've seen in social media or stories that you've seen that maybe you want to clarify?
Oh, there's a lot. I don't see a lot of the stories. Like I said, I don't have Twitter. I'm not on any of the Facebook pages. The perjury story about me.
Oh, yes.
Good job. I mean, it's, yeah.
Yes.
No, I didn't.
What?
The way in which the question was asked.
What? Oh.
Was kind of crappy. And had Adam followed up afterwards and said, did you in fact hear the Google search? The answer would have been no. So the question
meeting in the grand jury.
Had Adam. Oh, she's blaming Lally. Oh, this is interesting. They finally got to some good shit. We got to rewind that. Hold on.
In the grand jury, which the perjury story about me committing perjury.
Well, good job. I mean, it's
no, I didn't. The way in which the question was asked was kind of crappy.
Bro, she's calling out Lally. She just called Lally crappy. She called Lally crappy. Oh, shots fired. Lunchbox. She called you crappy, bro. She said your line of questioning sucked. Yeah.
And had Adam followed up afterwards and said, did you in fact hear the Google search? The answer would have been no. So the question
meeting
was
in the grand jury.
In the grand jury when she was being indicted. And I don't think my testimony had anything to do with her being indicted.
Right.
I'm pretty sure if I wasn't. So the question kind of crappy.
One more time.
And had Adam followed up afterwards and said, did you in fact hear the Google search? The answer would have been no.
Did you in fact hear the Google search? It would have been no. Interesting. So it's Lally's fault. I mean, really. Wow.
So the question
meeting
was
in the grand jury.
In the grand jury when she was being indicted. And I don't think my testimony had anything to do with her being indicted.
Right.
I'm pretty sure if I wasn't there, it may have still happened.
It may have still happened. You're a real big part of it, Kerry. I mean, yeah, you're only like an eyewitness. I'm sure your testimony had nothing to do with the fact that she was indicted for murder. And you said that Jennifer McCabe, that you heard Karen tell Jennifer McCabe to Google how long to die in cold at 624, which completely exonerates it, Jennifer McCabe. It gives her, it doesn't completely exonerate. It doesn't explain the 227 search, but like it gives her an out. Because we know the real reason she Googled that at 624, right? So that she could literally, in case this situation happened where they found the 227 search, she could be like, no, it was at 624. That's the only reason she did it. She spelled it the same wrong way. She spelled it the wrong way, the wrong way once. And then on the second time around, she spelled it the wrong way correctly. Hoslan to die in cold. The first one was like Hoslan kicked in cold, something like that. Some weird. But yeah.
I might be wrong. The perjury thing, I think the question started with like, what if anything, of course, that's what we start with. What if anything,
she's mocking him.
Did you hear happen in the back of the car, when you were in the back of the cruiser? And so that you heard. And so I start to tell the story of what happened in the back of the cruiser. Now, I was staring at the ambulance. Again, I didn't know Jen, and Karen was like screaming, and I was like, I can't with either one of you.
Either one of you.
Because I didn't know Jen, and I couldn't.
Whoa, shots fired at Jen McCabe. Both of them. Not so Karen was crazy, but so is Jen. Interesting.
My friend is in trouble, and I am focusing on him. So I'm staring at the ambulance. Whatever happened in the back of the ambulance, I knew there was a Google search because Jen and I did a timeline that Mrs. 𝗃𝗃 asked us to do.
I knew there was a Google search at 624 because Jen told me there was when we did the timeline. This is crazy. She is so retarded. Jesus Christ. What a great person to have tagging along with you when you're trying to cover up a murder. What a great fucking person. Jesus Christ.
And so my response is, at some point, there was a Google search, how long to whatever. And then she said, and this is what this is documented. Do you think I hit him? Do you think I hit him? Do you think I hit him? So I go to say, like, whatever may have happened in the back of the car, but I specifically say, and then she said. So let's remember, the Google search wasn't a thing at this time. This was like before or something.
Right.
It wasn't a thing.
Right.
It was not. It wasn't a thing.
There wasn't anything
Nobody
for you
even,
to make.
it wouldn't be anything that I would lie about. And
that's right, because that wasn't even when the software update, the original software update at that point didn't even bring up 227 as a Google search when it was parsing. It wasn't in.
So let me get this straight. So 𝗄𝗏 tells her when they're doing this timeline, she tells her then, remember when Karen told me to Google how long? Okay, put that in your timeline. They're doing like a group timeline together. I picture like a big poster board that they have. And they're like, okay. And they're doing it together. And Jen's like, oh yeah, remember? So it's 6:24 on the dot. Karen told me to Google how long to die in cold. You know? Hold on one second. I just got to text my lawyer real quick. Hold on. All right. Yeah. So they're doing the timeline, and then hold on.
Until the following
it wasn't a thing.
There wasn't anything
Nobody
for you
even,
to make.
it wouldn't be anything that I would lie about. And
that's right, because that wasn't even when the software update, the original software update at that point didn't even bring up 227 as a Google search when it was parsing. It wasn't until the following year in 2023 when Richard Green did the new Celebrate update extraction. And that's when that came in. So yeah, that was not a thing during
was I the same wavelength with the conspiracy? Like, no, it wasn't a thing. The Google search was not a thing back in, I think it was May of 2022.
Right.
It wasn't even a thing. So like,
what do you mean it wasn't a thing? But you said it at the grand jury. So how is it not a thing? What does this? What does a thing mean? 227 was not a thing yet because Nicholas Guarino couldn't find it. Remember? Or he hid it, or they selectively made sure it didn't come up in the Celebrate report because they can do that just like they would Kate Peters' messages in 𝗫𝗏𝗄𝗃 Kearney's cell phone extraction. So it wasn't even a thing yet. What is that? Then why was it in your timeline if it wasn't a thing? What does that mean?
Why would I? Did I?
What?
I don't know.
What?
Well, and this is
so
I listened to the cross-examination again today. I sat through it, and it is infuriating because, and it's classic Alan Jackson. He is, and I've said this before repeatedly, he is a word. He plays on words. So connotation of words is more of what he wants to dramatize than actual context. He wants a connotation. So I actually have right here, I had kept, this was actually from trial. This was from the first trial. Let's see if I can pull both these up. Oh no, I can't pull both up, but here's one of them. So he had used words like when he was questioning witnesses, and he really tried to kind of manipulate the words, like when Higgins and Brian Albert were in the bar and they were just kind of like playing around, horseplay. It was like they were practice fighting.
Okay.
It was like he wants these words. We were joking around, but it became a prank, Wolf. And these were not handed over until the defense was cornered about having communications that they were not being transparent about.
Oh my God, these people are such losers. Look at them.
Of misinterpretation it's a lie.
Right.
You know, those two things are one and the same. No one in their life
Well, it's a smart
paint
thing
a
to
picture.
do.
Well,
Right. The
I'll
timeline.
advise anybody in my shoes to do it because
Do what?
Right.
I don't remember
and she
things.
wanted to know what happened to her son. And
Hold on.
No, because I didn't, but I knew it happened.
right.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Right.
Or a thing. I told what I knew happened. I was answering a question. Now, had I been stopped and said, nope, that's not the question I asked. Could you just answer this? It would have been different. And it's not Adam Lally's fault.
Oh,
It
I
just,
thought
I
it
didn't
was.
lie. I told what I knew happened in the car because we did a timeline that Mrs. O'Keefe told us to do. She literally said, like, to me, you guys need to write this down because if this, you're not going to remember this if this is ever a trial or a thing or whatever. She's a cop's
What?
mom. Like, she was like, you
Right.
need to write it down. So we did.
She's a
And
cop.
Jen had said to me,
Mom.
do you remember when she asked me to Google? And I was like, no, because I didn't, but I knew it happened.
Right.
Wait.
And obviously they're trying to
Smart
paint
thing
a
to do.
picture.
Whoa.
Well-
Time out. What did she just say? I got her. Whoa.
Right. The
I'll
timeline.
advise anybody in because I did for a trial or a thing or whatever. She's a cop's mom. Like she was like, you need to write it down. So we did. And Jen had said to me, do you remember when she asked me to Google? And I was like, no.
Jen said to me, do you remember when you asked me to Google? And I said no. So Jen, oh my God. She's basically, she's like, do you remember? But yet she testified at the first trial that Jen asked her to Google. And now she just says that Jen asked her. Listen to this again. I can't believe she just said this.
Because I didn't a trial or a thing or whatever. She's a cop's mom. Like she was like, you need to write it down. So we did. And Jen had said to me, do you remember when she asked me to Google? And I was like, no.
Jen had said to me, do you remember when you asked me to Google? And I said, no, I don't remember that. And then she testified that Karen Reed asked Jen McCabe to Google it. This is, oh my God, she's so retarded. She is so retarded. She doesn't see what's happening. Jen, listen to what you just said, Kerry, one more time.
Because I didn't, but a trial or a thing or whatever. She's a cop's mom. Like she was like, you need to write it down. So we did. And Jen had said to me, do you remember when she asked me to Google? And I was like, no.
Jen had said to me, do you remember when she asked me to Google? And I said, no. So Jen McCabe is literally putting the fucking idea in her head. And she's like, no. And then you testified that it fucking happened because Jen told you it did. And your fucking timeline. Wow.
Because I didn't, but I knew it happened.
Right.
How could you know it happened if you don't remember it? This has to be good for Karen Reed's civil suit, I would think. I would assume. How? Seriously? Seriously. I can't believe she just said that. I'm blown away by that.
And obviously they're trying to
it's a smart
paint
thing
a
to
picture.
do.
Well,
Right. The
I'll
timeline.
advise anybody in my shoes to do it because
Right.
I don't remember
and
things.
she wanted to know what happened to her son, and she wanted you guys to remember what happened to her son.
100%.
You know, how dare she, right? As
Whoa,
everyone
whoa.
else says.
Right.
Right.
I don't remember
and she
things.
wanted to know what happened to her son, and she wanted you guys to remember what happened to her son.
100%.
Look at the way Kerry looks at her. Kerry Lama looks at her like she's Jen McCabe's puppet. Right, Kerry? That's what happened. Yeah, she wanted you to remember what happened to her son. Right, Kerry? And Kerry's like, yeah. She's so, oh my God.
You know, how dare she, right? As everyone else says,
100%.
want
The people
Yeah.
that have anything bad to say about Mrs. O'Keefe, I hope you burn in hell. Like it's just like how you don't know her, you know what she's been through, and you have terrible things to say about her.
Yeah,
Like,
you know why I have terrible things to say about her? Because the only time we ever had a conversation, she just said, "Where's Lindsay? Where's Lindsay?" And then she gave me the finger. Yeah, what am I going to say nice about Peggy O'Keefe? What am I going to say nice about her? She was rude to me. She was at my fucking arraignment for some reason. I'm not even charged with harassing her. I never once did anything to her. I never spoke to her prior to that. Nothing. That was our first interaction. Where's Lindsay? Okay.
you're just there's a special place for people that have something to say.
Even if you
Well,
believe
to
Karen
suggest that
is
she's a
innocent,
co-conspirator is ridiculous. Like,
What?
right?
All of
And
it
if
is
you think
ridiculous.
Karen is innocent, there is still no need to degrade a victim's mother. I mean, there's no excuse for it. And anyone who enables people who do it, I mean, you're just as bad. It's the most egregious thing. And I think that anchor Julie Grant from Court TV.
Oh God.
I mean, she was phenomenal when she called it out, the treatment that she saw, and she got lashback from it, from the Free Karen Reed movement for saying, why are you treating the victim's family like that? I mean,
I don't care what side of this you're on, but to go after the O'Keeffes because they don't agree with you, who's not part of it, who knows nothing.
Nobody went after the O'Keeffes, okay? Paul was pretty aggressive with me. He sent me some really mean messages when I was out in Falmouth that night, right? And, you know, he said he wanted me in jail, said shit about my kids. Like, not a big fan of Paul.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the O'Keeffes know more than the average bear on what
Oh yeah,
happened to their son.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
for you,
oh yeah. They know more than the average. Yeah, Paul's a real fucking expert on it. Their whole conclusion that Karen Reed's guilty comes from what? Well, how did they reach the conclusion that Karen Reed's guilty? Well, she left. She left One Meadows Ave, so she must have done it. Paul didn't know anything about tail light found because there was no tail. By the time Paul O'Keefe had solved the crime, there was no evidence. There was no tail light found anywhere. I don't think he knew about a broken tail light yet. I could be wrong on that. I bet you they know the answer better than I do. But, you know, they didn't know how many drinks she had. They didn't know about the dog bites. They didn't know about Google searches. They didn't know about cell phone evidence. They didn't know shit. But he had cracked the case already. So we got to trust Detective Paul O'Keefe, right?
Yell at her when she's walking into her son's murder
No
trial?
one yelled at her. Shut up.
What? I can't wait till the karma comes for you because it's going to.
Oh yeah,
That's just disgusting.
I don't think we've ever seen it before.
Yep.
I really don't. I don't think we've seen it before.
No, and as if they would have been in on that cover up, like they're not involved in that conspiracy. They're not.
Oh, no one said they were.
tried
Except that's Sean and the Golf. Please stop associating all of us with Sean and the Golf. Sean and the Golf had this theory that Paul was in on like fixing the car with Carl and covering. Like, bro, that makes no sense. Stop it. Okay.
Hard to make Paul involved in it and Peggy involved in it, and it's just the most ridiculous and offensive thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
Oh yeah,
Who
you're friends with crusty panties. Don't talk about offensive.
who would cover up their son's murder? Who would cover up their brother's murder? No, I mean, come on, you guys. There's not even a foundation for it, right? So there's no criminal enterprise underneath this that any of the O'Keeffes would be involved in. It is absolutely ludicrous.
And not to mention,
it's sad. You've got a grieving mother. You've got a grieving mother.
Thankfully, she doesn't see most of this
Grieving
stuff.
mother.
Maybe she's seen a little here and there. Papa doesn't see anything.
You're right. Right.
Papa.
so he doesn't know that he believes Karen is innocent.
So that's a no.
The rumors.
That's
He doesn't know that he was going to sit with their face.
He knows sit with
Yes,
Reed.
he was not in court, and I will say this, and I hope HIPAA doesn't come after me, but the reason he was not in court is because he had a bad hip. And so he and Paul were going to be there. I mean, there was days where Mrs. O'Keefe was sick as a dog, and I was like, Peg, you don't have to go to everyone. And she's like, nope, I'm going to be with Paul. Even when she testified,
I want to
she
be
was
with Paul.
so sick that day that we were like, Peg, you do not have to do this today. Like, they can push you off. And she was like, no, I'm going to do it. And you can hear it when she actually testified. She was wicked sick. Like, she was really sick.
She was so strong on the stand.
But she was like, no, I'm doing it. And like, even now, I'm like, hey, there's days you don't have to be on the Zoom. And she's like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be with Paul. And Papa, I think Papa's mindset is he's like, I'm going to go about my business. I don't want to do this. And I don't blame him. I don't
First
blame
of all,
him.
it's so gay. These people with their little mannerisms. Papa. He ain't your papa. Like, wait, that's so fucking weird. Like, who does that? I mean, you're going to call her Nana? Peggy? At least you call her Peggy. Papa? That's the grandkids are supposed to call him that. Not you. That's fucking weird. What kind of grown-ass woman calls another grown-ass man she's not related to Papa? Jesus Christ. They love doing that. All these, the Sullivan sluts did the same thing with like, oh, he's the Godfather. You know, oh yeah, these stupid little gay-ass nicknames they give each other just to show like how close they are. Like, oh, we're close. I call him Papa. I don't call him John C. I call him Papa.
I don't know. I don't know which way I would be if I were in their shoes, but they get up every day and they do what they do. They take care of those kids.
Well, I think that courtroom is very suffocating, especially for men. I think it's
For
very
men.
hard for a man to sit in a courtroom. And I can just say this, having done it with my own husband, you know, we went to opening statements in the case that we were connected to. And we got home, we went there at 8, we got home at 4. And he looked at me and said, I can't go back there. I can't do it again because it is draining emotionally. And men are not, they're taught to hide all that stuff. So to sit in that courtroom every single day, I can understand why.
This bitch really just said it's harder for a man to sit in the courtroom all day than a woman. Why? Because we get swamp ass? Is that why? Like, what are you talking about? First of all, it's hard for everyone. That courtroom is uncomfortable as shit. But I assure you, it was no harder for the men than it was for the women. I promise you.
Mr. O'Keefe wasn't there. And in our case, Dad did not go in the courtroom every day. He stayed outside the courtroom.
Bitch, no one cares about you.
Understood it. You know, there are people like, you know, I don't want to say her name, but there are content creators that made up stories and said that Mr. O'Keefe wasn't there because he wanted to sit with the Reeds. And that is absolutely.
I actually told him that. I told him about baseball. I go, so I hear you want to sit on the other side. And he was like, what? And I said, the rumor is that you want to sit on the other side of it. I mean, he was like,
that was Sean of the golf story.
Oh yeah, that's cute. And I said, yeah. He goes, you got that wrong.
And that's the thing with conspiracy pushers, right? When you look at something, so I remember I had a doctor appointment once. I had an so basically this is either serious or this has nothing to do with.
I want to see the chat.
So, anyways, fast forward, they redid the testing. They're like, yeah, sorry,
they don't have a live chat.
Actual MRI, I don't know, the imaging or something had the speck on it. It wasn't, you know, actually
I think they call it an artifact. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. You would know. So I remember my doctor saying to me, and this always stuck with me. He goes, when you look into something,
you have to subscribe for 3 days.
Find something, you have to keep following that rabbit hole.
Damn it.
So even if it goes nowhere, you know, I ended up having to go to another MRI, just to figure out what this little thing was, you know, and it just made me think about how when people are looking at things and they see like one little red herring, and it's like suddenly it's like all these other things they're looking at trying to connect. Like this one red herring means something when it doesn't, you know. So Mr. O'Keefe not sitting in the courtroom is suddenly he doesn't want to be there. He thinks Karen's innocent. You know, they put a narrative.
By now, get out. I don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and same with Mrs. O'Keefe. You guys have very strong personalities. I mean, to even think that you would just go with the flow over people murdering your good friend and just asking you to lie for them and risk your own livelihood. I mean, it's so absurd.
It's so asinine. It's.
Well, I think too, one of the things that she wanted to clear up too was even in the newest complaint that Karen Reed and her lawyers filed, again, still pushing that Kerry, that 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗺 directed the detour to 34 to One Meadows, so they could get some more time to take care of John. And
yes, she did.
She directed all that. So I know that was something she wanted to clear up too, because as you can probably see now, no one's directing anyone except.
What?
So yeah, do you want to talk about that?
I am the oldest of my siblings. Jen is the younger. If he didn't come home and you were frantic, and I get it. I don't know what I would do. If my husband didn't come home and I was frantic, I certainly wouldn't assume he got hit by a plow and was dead, but that's just me. But when I said, did you check the house? And she said, no. I said, okay, then that's what we're going to do. Went back to the house, I'm going to check the house because he could be on the couch. He could be in the bathroom. I don't know where the hell he is. We're also not taking 2 cars out. Okay. So like, I'm like, Betty by the books. Like they said, don't have 2 cars on the road. We're not having 2 cars on the road. My mother's a wicked stickler. You're not driving in conditions.
Just to pause real quickly, just as a reminder to people watching the blizzard, the reason why you didn't want to take 2 cars is because of the snowstorm.
It was ridiculous. My husband told me not to go out. And I was like, no. Something's happening. John's missing. He's like, yeah, you're not going. He's on a couch. And I was like, watch me. And so I did.
First of all, 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗺 and Kerry Roberts have like the 2 shittiest husbands. They just let their wives go out in the morning. No fucking way. Like that's crazy too. But like, all right, bitch, I'm coming with you. Or like, I'll go. You stay here. Tend to the children. What's Kerry Roberts gonna do? Kerry Roberts gonna go save John O'Keefe? What the hell?
Karen was supposed to come to my house. Everyone knows. I already testified to the whole thing, whatever. But it was my idea. It was not Jen's. And I don't even know if Jen suggested something that I would have let it happen. I was like, no, this is what we're doing. Okay, everybody get in your cars. Let's go. We're dropping a car off. We will get in my car and we will go in one car and then we'll go look at him if he's not in the house. Jen just was like, oh, okay. Like she had someone show up at her house screaming, I think. And then no, it was me. It was entirely me. I was like, this is what we're doing because this is common sense 101. Like check the freaking house. So we did. And then I was like, all right, he's not in the house. Like, let's get in the car and go. And as we're white knuckling it, Jen's in the passenger seat. She's in the back seat. No seatbelts. I'm losing my mind because if I go into a tree or something because of the storm, something could happen to her. And it was, yes. Did I scream at her? I did because she wasn't putting her seatbelt on. She was acting erratic. And
she wasn't putting her seatbelt on.
She was acting cool, calm, and collected. I never would have said anything to her, but I couldn't control her. And I was trying to drive in a blizzard.
Like all of the behavior she's describing right now is exactly the behavior of somebody who didn't commit a murder. Like if you actually committed a murder, you'd be like, oh, fuck, let's go look for him. Like you'd be like wicked, calm, cool. You'd be like Brian Walsh. You'd be like Brian Walsh after the murder. right? Calm, cool, collected, whatever. But these bitches are just like, man, she's acting crazy out there. Probably because her boyfriend's missing. Might have something to do with it. I don't know.
To look for our friend on the side, like walking. I don't know why we thought he was walking, but I was like, okay, if you think he's walking, we'll look and we'll drive the route and see if he's walking in a blizzard. Like hindsight, I'm like, he never would have walked in a blizzard. He would have called the Uber.
Take charge kind of person.
But
you would stay the night, I'm sure, right? I mean, if a blizzard was coming on.
We were going to walk home, but whatever. I mean,
what?
We were looking, Jen and I were looking. I don't know what she was doing in the backseat, but it was 1000% my idea. This is because it's common sense. Like, we're going back to the house, we're dropping off a car, we're searching the house, and then we'll go, and this is what's happening unless somebody has a better idea, and I doubt either one of you do. No offense to either one of them, but Karen was like, she was crazy and shocked, frantic, and Jen was kind of like, what is happening? Like, she just showed up at Jen's house screaming.
So Jen was the cool
comic collector. Jen didn't expect her. And then Jen didn't expect me because I was like, where are you? And she was like, Jen's. I'm like, Jen, who? Like, what? You were supposed to come here. Jen McCabe's. I'm like, what? What? Oh, all right, stay there. I'm going to come. And that's what happened. It's common sense.
There's just common sense. Just common sense.
Yeah. Okay. And so the defense is like, Jen McCabe, orchestrated all of this. And
she did.
The reality is Jen McCabe did not orchestrate anything. She wasn't even supposed to show up at Jen McCabe.
It wasn't anything that was orchestrated.
Right. I mean, it's insane.
This is what we're doing. End of story.
Right.
Back out, go. Let's go drop a car off and we'll go look. And that's all there is to it.
And it's like I've said a million times, defense attorneys get a set of facts. So they got those facts of what you guys did and they constructed a story around it. And so they can construct whatever fantasy they want to construct right up to that line where they cross, where they're lying. And my personal opinion is this defense team did cross that line. But it's up to the jurors and it's up to the general public when they read this stuff. Aaron was not looking for an Aidan Kearney. That's a lie.
Hold on.
Fell for viewed story with a set of facts that are not good for their client. And that is what is happening. And the fact that so many people in that area fell for the whole Aidan Kearney, song and dance.
What?
When people say that Karen was not looking for an Aidan Kearney, that's a lie. John Silvera told Vanity Fair that they had tossed that around. They had tossed around involving Aidan Kearney. So
that's a fucking lie that they tossed it around. Karen Reed, I don't think Karen Reed ever heard of me. I mean, I've talked to her about this many times. She was not a turtle rider. Her boyfriend, John, was. We know that because he sent 𝗀𝗄𝗏𝗆𝗏 a link to one of my stories in 2021 in which 𝗀𝗄𝗏𝗆𝗏 responded saying her biggest fear in life is being featured on Turtleboy. But Karen Reed was not a turtle. If Karen Reed was a turtle rider from day one, she would have contacted me from day one, wouldn't she have? Why would Karen Reed wait 15 months? And I see people saying, is Melanie in the house? Is that right? Melanie lives in the house? Nice. She left her shoes on. Right, exactly. She really here? I'm honored and privileged to have the Melanie Little in my chat. Hello, Melanie. Hope you had a good night last night. Hopefully we're definitely going to try to do another fundraiser with like some law tubers, get some of them on there. First Amendment perspectives. It'd be good to have some of them on, but yeah, great to see her in the chat. Anyway, so where were we at here?
They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew they were.
Oh yeah. This whole they never, if they wanted to contact me, they could have. They wanted this out there. I kind of fell into their lap. Like when you think about it, like all of a sudden they're trying. Remember, they put this out April 12th, the Google search. That was the 94-page affidavit. Couple media outlets, NBC 10, Boston Globe, they do a little write-up about it. They're like, defense claims that, the defense in the John O'Keefe case claims that another party did it, a sister-in-law or something like that. It was really vague. It wasn't interesting at all. And I read it and I'm like, well, that seems interesting. Maybe I'll read up more on that. And if I have time to do that. And then some people, a guy, Brian Johnson, a former Duxbury cop who used to work with John, messaged me and he's like, something's not right here. Something ain't right here. It wasn't stupid April. No, it's not you. Leave April alone. Anyway, so they could have contacted me, but they didn't. And so I put a tweet out after I started looking into this and I'm like, oh my God, on April 17th, I am writing the biggest story right now about a woman who is being framed for murdering a Boston cop, but actually appears to be murdered by another Boston cop. And that tweet that I put out caught the attention of one Jennifer Altman, who is a friend of mine, right? And Jennifer Altman then is in touch with this woman named Natalie, because Jennifer Altman thought Karen Reed was innocent before I even knew who Karen Reed was. And she's like, thought it sounded shady. And Natalie saw her in the comment section and they started a dialogue. And then when I put the tweet out, Natalie contacted to Melanie, not Melanie, sorry, Melanie on the brain. She contacted Natalie, and then Natalie brought it to Karen, and they were like, who's this guy? You know, have you guys heard of him before? And John Silvera was like, yeah, I've heard of Turtleboy. You know, I fuck with Turtleboy. I've definitely read some of his stuff. He's good. We could trust him. And she's like, okay. But the story was almost written. Like, I started writing that story around 6 p.m. on April 17th. And I'll drinking my coffee that night, taking my Adderall. Just kidding. I just take what I'm prescribed. And by the end of that, like by 1 o'clock, I had a draft written and I sent it to Natalie. Just like if there was any factual errors in this. And I showed it. And then Natalie, of course, forwards it to Karen. And she corrected some things that were in there that were wrong. It was a lot of information. And I had a lot of Alberts and McCabe's. I didn't know who I'm learning. I got the crash course in one night. And so I then, and if Melanie wants to join me, she can. Should I send, if she wants to come on, I'm just going to send her I'd love to hear her thoughts on this. Hold on. Invite. Copy. I don't usually do guests, but Melanie's a special one, so. If she wants to. I don't want to impose. All right, cool. Melanie wants to join. The invitation has been sent. Anyway, so yeah, it's just a complete lie. A complete lie to suggest that like they plotted to work. I fell into their lap. I fell into Karen Reed's lap, right? She didn't know what a Turtleboy was. And she's like asking around, is this guy legit? And John Silvera was like, yeah, this dude's broken some major stories over the years. Like, we should. Yeah, I mean, if you want the truth out, give it to him. Now, I had most of the story written, so this idea that the story was fed to me is a complete and total lie. That is a McAlbert lie, right? This story was basically written already, and she helped kind of tie up some of the loose ends in it as far as like editorial things, making, edits, mistakes, pictures, stuff like that. Anyway, let's play some more.
We're going to give him, shake it up. Here's a set of facts that we have. This is the way we see it. It might not be reality, but you go ahead and parade it down the street, and you go ahead and taint that jury poll for us. That's my opinion. I don't know how anybody else feels, but that's my opinion of what happened. And it's really, really, really sad what happened.
First of all, they have all our text messages. Natalie's released them all. So how could you possibly say, did I miss the text message where she said, taint the jury pool for me? I must have missed that one. I didn't see that one.
To very innocent people who were just trying to do the right thing that morning.
I think I totally get, that they tried to, like you said, twist the facts, but I can't figure out how they can put that in the complaint when she's already testified to what really happened.
What?
Who directed it? Who was in charge? That's
3 times.
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, and 3 times I've gone under oath and said the same story.
Like, at this point, like that's a basic lie from the defense. Like they're lying and they know it.
Yeah, there's not one piece of evidence that says that was true. I mean,
says what was true.
Yeah. Unless Karen wants to speak up under her deposition, but she's going
to.
It's just wild how they just put blatant, provable lies in that lawsuit. I mean, we did 3 episodes on it and we still couldn't even get to half of it.
Right.
I haven't even read. I read some of it. I just
touch all of them. No,
just pick up a Harry Potter book instead.
Oh,
you guys don't know a day in the O'Keefe's life. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know how much Jen does.
I think that's the sad part because
for Kaylee.
Oh my
Or to
God.
Patrick.
You guys don't know what Jen does for Mrs. O'Keefe. Yeah, I would do the same thing if I was trying to keep the family of the guy I murdered in check. I would be like, yeah, I'd definitely be kissing that. You guys need anything? I'm going to the store. You need anything? Any extra maple syrup? What do you need? Some cereal? Whatever you guys need. Some bread? You name it. Some mac and cheese? We'll get it for you. Whatever you need. You guys want to ride somewhere? Oh, I'll give you a ride. Yeah, she's doing that because it's part of the cover-up, ding dong.
Or even now my kids, because she knows my kids now. Like, I just don't understand how if you actually met her, you would be ashamed of yourself to think the things you think about her.
What, peg leg?
Confirm as well that you would be utterly ashamed of yourselves. Utterly.
Oh, you can confirm. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know.
I think these people that are standing on the corner saying that they're about the justice system, they don't understand how it works. And they don't understand that defense attorneys can go right up to that line and they can create a lie, right? So if they're picking out a little bit of fact and they're spinning it.
But they didn't create a lie. They just used the data. It's 227. Google search. Phone went up and down 3 flights of stairs. He's got dog bites on him. Multiple doctors testified to that. He looks like he got beat up by Mike Tyson. There's no taillight found at the scene at 7 o'clock when Gallagher thoroughly searched it. They never went inside the house. They didn't look around. The witnesses were not separated. Many of the witnesses were not questioned at all, including Colin Albert, Julie Nagel, Sarah Levinson for I think 9 or 10 months for Julie Nagel, a year and a half for Colin. And they only talked to Colin about witness intimidation. Tristan Morris, never questioned by the police, literally picked up Caitlin, would have seen hypothetically a dead body on the front lawn, never questioned by police about it. Again, if Kerry was guilty, wouldn't they want to talk to Tristan Morris? Wouldn't they want to talk to Caitlin Albert if Karen Reed was guilty, right? Those would be prime witnesses. Didn't talk to him. They had no interest in tracking down the plow driver who went by there twice and didn't see a dead body. Of course, that's why they did it. They did nothing to look into the footage. I mean, are you serious? None of this is coming from the defense. These are just facts that they're putting out there. They didn't make up a story. It's facts.
They're fine. They're fine doing that. But these people think they understand the justice system and they understand, which this blows my mind. There is zero corruption in the case of John O'Keefe, in Karen Reed's.
One more time.
I think they understand the justice system.
One more time.
Which this blows my mind. There is zero corruption in the case of John O'Keefe, in Karen Reed's.
Oh my
prosecution.
God.
None.
There is zero. None. No corruption. No. It's not like the lead detective was fired. Oh, bro, you can't be serious. Bro, this is why gingers can't vote. This is why you people, oh my God. You ruined Big Red. You just set ginger rights back like 50 years with that statement. Take a lap, girl. 20 push-ups. 20 push-ups, girl.
Not a single
FBI did an investigation. The Canton Police Department did an audit.
Thank you.
Who else needs to look at this case? Bring them. If you've got another institute that wants to look at this case, bring them all.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I have another institution that wants to bring this case. It's called the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. This time next year. Mark my word. Adam 𝗍𝗫 is going to be the next district attorney of Massachusetts, of Norfolk, Massachusetts, Norfolk County. You know, we got Crawford's, pushing this Juna Perkins lady. She's nice. No. It's Adam 𝗍𝗫. Anybody going against Adam 𝗍𝗫 doesn't want justice because she's mediocre. Okay. She's mediocre. She's not like assertive enough with this stuff. Adam 𝗍𝗫 resigned from his cushy job at the U.S. Attorney's Office, sold his condo in East Boston to move to a county he's never lived in before, just for the purposes of unseating the district attorney whose office, his office, investigated. So he's really mad about that. He knows. Adam 𝗫𝗍𝗃 knows that John O'Keefe was not hit by a car. Adam 𝗫𝗃 knows that John O'Keefe was killed inside Brian Albert's house. I'm telling you right now, in case he can't say this part out loud, but he is running for district attorney because he is, mark my words, if he gets elected, when he gets elected, he is going to reopen the investigation into John O'Keefe's death, as he should, because no one has ever been convicted of that. And the killers are out there. And he knows, because he's not retarded, and his office hired the 𝗪𝗏 experts who were completely unbiased, no attachments to any of these people. And the 𝗪𝗏 experts said John O'Keefe wasn't hit by a car. That is why he's running. He is literally running because I'm telling you, he's going to reopen. He's not doing this to save me. He's doing it to get justice for John O'Keefe. Mark my word. That is such a powerful, underrated thing that guy is doing. He quit his job, bro. He investigated them. He ran the grand jury. He questioned Colin Albert. He knows these people. He knows what they did. He knows it. He knows this is a solvable crime. That you can find answers to this. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. This is bad news for the McAlberts if that guy's. That is the only reason that this is. You're right. The feds couldn't do it for whatever reason. Norfolk County DA's office will.
Pay for them all. Have a fundraiser. Have all of these, any institution you want to come in and take a look at this case and find corruption. Bring them. Bring them. Let's do it a third, fourth, fifth time. You're not going to find it. It's insane.
These people are using
It's almost at this
they're using
point where it feels like they want a corruption story. Like they are going to ignore all the things. The federal investigation closing with zero indications of any conspiracy. I mean, sure, we have Proctor saying some derogatory words in his text messages. You know, that can be a debate of whether that was, you know, reasons to be fired or not in his personal.
That could be a debate. A debate. Everything in those text messages indicates corruption, bro. Literally, like telling them, "Oh, easy, open and shut. The homeowner's not going to catch any shit. He's Boston police." That's corruption, by the way. That's corruption.
That's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter in regard to the conspiracy theory because there's no indication there was any conspiring whatsoever found. And then
there's text messages in which one person in the conspiracy says to another person, tell him the guy never came in the house. That's literally a conspiracy. People conspiring to tell people what to say. What are you talking about?
They had like you said, the Canton Police Department audit.
The group chat might as well be called conspiracy group chat because that's what that four-way group chat was. Just a big conspiracy. I have that whole group chat, by the way. You guys haven't seen that whole group chat. I have it. It's impounded. Although I suppose, like, you know, 5150 is out there just releasing impounded court docs. Fucking crazy. But like, we have that. We got the whole fucking thing. I know everything that was in that group chat. There's a lot that did not come out in the Karen Reed trial that we can't talk about because it's impounded. But there's more to that group chat.
It was a company that came from out of state with former FBI agents and retired police officers that came in and meticulously went through.
It was called.
They named all these things they went through, and yeah, they did up certain things that the police department needed better protocols on. Yeah, wonderful. I mean, if they didn't find
every police department,
right, exactly.
Department in any town.
Yep, exactly. So, and they just ignore. They demand it. They demand the federal investigation. They demand the audit, and then when it comes,
the 𝗪𝗏𝗃 that was the crying lady. She commented. What'd she say? It is very, very difficult to admit you've been wrong. Yes, it is, lady. I think it might be worth it to talk about some coping mechanisms for how to make peace yourself if you've been wrong. Bitch, you are the definition of cope. You need cope bad. Like, are you kidding me? Really? I mean, you're the person. Like, she was acquitted, dude. What are you talking about? Go on.
At one point, because they didn't like the direction it was going in.
The audit?
I feel like I remember at one point the people that
I know they were the ones that demanded the audit.
But at some point, I feel like I remember reading in.
Whatever.
They were like, no, we don't like.
There was no drama. I don't know what drama. There was no drama there. I'm just talking about impounded court docs. right? It should not be shared on the internet. I'm just saying that. And that's what I'm referring to. I would never do anything like that.
The way this is going, oh, you don't? Right. Like, you hired us. Right. You guys are the ones that hired us. They did a big huge vote. Everybody agreed. Or, well, people that agreed.
Like, shouldn't they be happy? Shouldn't they be happy to be like, oh my God, the federal investigation closed. Thank God they did not find any conspiring of our police officers. Thank God the audit found nothing. Yep. I mean, you would think there would be this deep sigh of relief of thank God. Instead, it's like, nope, that must be a lie.
Yep,
oh,
you're in on it.
Brennan told the court that. Oh, it must be a lie. Yep. It's like, you really think that's how that works over different media interviews. So it's like, for someone who they believe to be 100% truthful, she sure lies a lot, or she sure changes her story a lot. And but they won't look into that.
No.
The people that advocate for her, I have yet to see them actually do an unbiased look into her media statements and to really examine them. And
oh my God, I don't give a fuck about her media statements. Everybody knows Karen Reed's got a big mouth. Okay. Everybody knows that. We've been over this. People hate me for saying this, and I'm not going there. We're drama free. Okay. I don't want to lose my drama chip, but everybody knows Karen Reed made a lot of statements, right, that were used against her in the trial. Everybody knows that. I don't give a shit about any of those. None of those mean anything to me. They always go back to those statements. I don't care about any of those statements because John O'Keefe wasn't hit by a car. I like that statement. I like Dr. 𝗵𝗂𝗧𝘂𝗧's statement. I like Dr. Wolf's statement. I like Dr. Rentschler's statement. I like Dr. 𝗺cie_𝗵𝗄𝗧𝗧's statement. I like those statements, right? I don't give a shit about what Karen Reed said. Karen Reed is not a doctor. She's not a physician. She's not a scientist, right? I don't give a shit about what basic shit Karen Reed said on fucking Dateline. Give me a break.
Data, and to really look at the numbers, not the numbers that Alan Jackson told Turtleboy after the trial ended, because that was false. He was going off of the original time variance, not the updated time variance. And they're like, oh, well, you updated it during the trial. Well, you know what? The dog expert lady joined trial one in the middle of trial one.
Like a month before trial one started.
Right. Richard Green's affidavits evolved over time. So it's like, you have to look at things by the same measuring stick. I mean, it
evolved over time. You guys had all of your stories evolved over time. Jennifer McCabe's story about I hit him evolved over time. Everything about you guys evolved over time. You know?
If you want to know the truth, if you want to be open-minded, but at this point, it's hard to even believe that some of these people even want to know the truth.
I don't think they do. Yeah, I don't think they do. And I think that if they even, I believe some of them are starting to see the truth or have seen it,
but they're not.
But I don't think they can, because, and another reason I don't think they can is then they would have to deal with how they've treated all these people and what they've done to all these people. And I don't know how you would be able to do that after what we've seen them do to these people.
Yeah. Speaking of, so Kerry, I wanted to ask you.
Here we go. This should be good.
The day that you were kind of chased out of court.
Oh, here we go. Turtleboy.
And what was that like, having someone calling you a cop killer? There's a video. You know, I don't have it to upload, but there's a video.
I have it.
Of you, and I believe it was Jen and Matt.
I got it. Okay, we're gonna go watch it. We're gonna watch Turtleboy's greatest hits. How come I didn't get charged with intimidating Kerry for that? If it's against the law to call someone a cop killer, Kerry Roberts was there. Why am I not charged with her? Don't give him any ideas. So before we play Kerry's reaction to that question, I think we should watch the video. I showed it last night on the fundraiser, but I think we should watch it again. Let's play it real quick. This was not the plan tonight to talk about Kerry Roberts, but this is just, again, I don't plan anything ever. Like, my shows are all fucking completely random.
Jen, why did you Google how long to die in cold at 2:27 in the morning, Jen? Any comment on that? Any comment on that? Thank you, sir. I see you guys wearing Justice for JJ shirts. How can you wear those buttons when you covered up his murder? Any comment on that? Why you Googled that at 2:27? Any comment, Mr. McCabe?
He's so angry. It's like a caveman.
How can you show your face in court? Aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you ashamed? What are you hiding? What did you do? Why did you delete all those phone calls, Mr. McCabe? Why did you delete all those phone calls? Why did you delete your Google search, Mr. McCabe? Mr. McCabe, I believe you said that you saw Karen Reed drive south on Fairview Road. Oh, excuse me, sir. Nice to see you guys got dressed up for court, though. Looking sharp.
Real sharp. Real sharp.
Looking sharp. So, I believe you guys both said that you saw Karen Reed drive south. Is that correct? South? So then how could she do a 3-point turn then if she was traveling south on that road?
See, that's a good question. They were back. This is back in May 2023. They were still pushing the 3-point turn thing. They abandoned that quickly. Kind of after this. They were like, fuck a 3-point turn. They completely abandoned it.
Any comment on that? No? Makes sense to you? Why were you up at 4:53 in the morning, Miss McCabe?
That's a good
question. Why did you go to sleep? Were you drinking that night?
Fair question.
You often drink a lot of alcohol. You go to the bar and then stay up till 4:53.
Go Turtleboy.
Truth and justice. We're looking for it.
That's
right
all.
now.
That's all we're looking for.
We're looking for it.
That's a good point.
A Boston police officer was murdered.
This guy's asking. I mean, this reporter is asking good questions, in my opinion. These are the questions I want to know about as a consumer of news and a consumer of content in general. So, like, I don't know who this reporter is, but I'm glad to see that people like this still exist. There are reporters like this still exist that aren't afraid to ask the tough questions. Go right up to people, ask them questions. It doesn't matter if it's awkward or uncomfortable. You got to ask them. So whoever this reporter is, give them a round of applause, or maybe hit the turtle chat at the top. Maybe I'll send some ends his ways.
Cold blood. And these people right here, who you're looking at, these people right here, they covered it up.
Whoa.
They participated. They're in the murder of a Boston police officer. These are cop killers, ladies and gentlemen. That's a cop killer right there. Cop killer. Cop killer. That's what you are. That's all you're ever going to be, is a cop killer.
Whoa.
Disgusting. Disgusting. All right. So, guys.
All right. So that's what actually happened. All right. And we're going to see what Kerry Roberts' answer to that question is about how she perceived that. I'm looking forward to hearing it. But before I do that, and by the way, if you guys want I'm going to do a Dono read in like a little bit. If you guys want to have your Donos read, your messages read, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $, @UncleTurtleboy. But for now, I'm going to bring on a special guest here who needs no introduction. How do I add? Oh, she's right. I'll just click on the button. Okay. Miss Melanie Little. Hi, Melanie. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. I think. You're definitely muted. I see the mute button. Okay, there we go. There it is. There we go.
I'm used to being the one in charge of the controls. So, it's hard when I don't control things. It's very difficult. Hi.
Thanks for joining me. Nice to see you.
Are you kidding, man? They want to say our names so bad and they're not mentioning us.
I
Whenever
know.
they say they, who are they talking about? Who's they?
Yeah, we know. We all know.
You and me and who else? Who's they?
Oh,
This is it's so embarrassing.
Yeah, this is very telling, I think. How about Kerry's comments about, did you hear her comments about Lally asking like dumb questions or something? Like, she's like,
I haven't seen that much of it, but I saw that you were watching it, so I decided that I would watch it with you, and now we can talk about it together. Because do you think Jen McCabe is sitting across the table from them?
Yeah, she knows she's in the room right now.
She's absolutely in the room. Yeah. Emily C said she's holding up cue cards, and I said yeah, she's holding up cue cards and voodoo dolls right about now.
Yeah, I want to see. So this is what we just played the video of me confronting her because they just asked her about that. I want to see what her answer is to this. Let's see what she says.
Walking to your vehicle. What was that moment like for you, being screamed at like that?
It's indescribable. It was, here we are leaving the courtroom for my friend who has been murdered with his family all around. And I'm literally like, I was like, oh, nope, not doing this. So I beelined it to the car that I don't have the keys to unlock. So Matt's brother kind of beelined it with me, and he was like, why are you walking so fast? And I was like, do you not see what's behind? His wife, Jen's sister-in-law, stayed with Jen and Matt, and we got all the way down, and I had to wait for them because I didn't have the keys. Went across the street, and he's screaming, cop killers, cop killers. I'm like, is this is insane. Like, this is insane. All I did was answer a phone call.
I wasn't,
to help my
okay.
friend, and now I'm being.
Oh, first of all, Kerry, get over yourself. I wasn't talking to you. Like in that video, I'm clearly directing my commentary toward Jen and Matt. You're not that important, Kerry. Okay. That's why I'm not charged with intimidating you, because no one was talking to you, Kerry. You know, I had nothing against Kerry Roberts initially, like when the story came out. You know what I mean? Like I thought I didn't get what Kerry Roberts was. I asked Karen this. I'm like, what's her deal? Can she be convinced? Or like she's not in on it. Like she's not like she didn't kill John O'Keefe.
Well, no.
After do you think Kerry
No,
Roberts knows?
I think she did not make
knows.
herself a villain in this story until trial number 2. That's when it came out that she lied to the grand jury. She lied to the grand jury, which was a huge part of Karen Reed being upgraded to murder charges.
You want to go back and listen to what she says about that?
I did watch that. That's where I tuned in when you started talking about that. And that was when I was like, okay, we need to discuss.
She said that that didn't affect the grand jury, that like she would have been indicted anyway with or without that.
Right. Right. And she also said about the time, I just heard her, what tuned in when she was talking about the timeline. And what she said, well, Peg's a cop's mom. Of course she wanted us to make a timeline. So, I knew that it happened.
Oh my God.
I knew that it happened. So I testified in front of the grand jury that I heard Karen tell Jen to Google hypothermia.
She literally said that she didn't witness it happening, but she knew it happened.
Because it was on the timeline.
Because that Jen McCabe and her wrote together.
Right.
There was a big probably project board they had doing this, and Jen's like, okay, write this at remember at 6:24 I did that. No, I actually don't remember that. Okay, I did, so just put it down there, 6:24 on the dot.
And she just said, I don't remember that. No, I didn't remember that.
Yeah,
and Denise the scrivener was there too, so
she was there. Denise
was the scrivener of the timeline. Jen's sister.
Did it
you guys remember? Don't you remember?
Was it at the McCabe's house they did that timeline or no?
I don't remember if they said where exactly they made the timeline, but they definitely said that Jen's sister was the scrivener of the timeline, and nobody ever produced this timeline. Where's the timeline? I wanted that to be introduced as an exhibit.
That's a good
Where
question.
is it?
Yeah, where
it exists.
And it's not like
framed somewhere.
If they were really looking to do like an accurate, they would each do their own timeline and then compare.
Sure.
Like that, if they wanted to do like an accurate thing, you wouldn't do it together.
Right.
Like every time I hear Kerry Roberts talk, I'm just like, in the second trial, when I interviewed Paula Prado, like one of the things I'm like, what'd you think of Kerry Roberts? And she's just like, she sounded like she was being dog walked by Jen McCabe. Like it was so much better in the second trial, what they did with Kerry Roberts. They didn't even cross-examine her in the first trial.
I know.
In the first trial, they didn't know about her lying to the grand jury in the first trial, which is just, it's crazy. All the stuff that came out in the second trial, they didn't know about. And like, if she was convicted, God forbid, in the first trial, and like, we didn't know about the 507 phone call, to that. Like, there was a whole bunch of stuff. We didn't know about the FBI story about her lying to the FBI. There was a whole bunch of stuff that we just didn't find out until, the second trial.
I mean, maybe it's because, they had a much bigger team for trial number 2, right? I mean, they had a lot more help. I mean, trial number 1 was David and Alan and Liza, right? That's pretty much it.
Yep.
And then for trial number 2, they had so many more hands on deck. Pro bono, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. From Harvard, ever heard of it? Yeah. Like some Harvard law school, like kind of some cream of the crop, hungry young guys and girls looking to make a name for themselves. Good at research. Yeah.
So, are they gonna prosecute her for perjury? Because they seem to love to throw the thread around of prosecuting other people lately for perjury in Norfolk County. So are they going to prosecute Kerry Roberts? And what is her end game? Like, what is her goal by going on this show tonight? Like, nothing good can come of this for
therapy.
her.
This is just therapy for her. This is therapy. Like, and just echo chamber. Like, she's wants. I mean,
have they asked her any hard questions? Have they asked
her?
They
did. They asked her about the grand jury. I mean, that was the tough question, right?
I guess that's the only tough question. How about and then now they're trying to pass off the whole Sandra Bullock thing as a joke. Like,
wait, did they talk?
Just a joke.
Oh, did they talk about that?
You're behind in the stream. You're behind there.
So
that's coming up.
So here's the thing with the Sandra Bullock thing. Okay. So that is impounded. That was impounded.
So someone got a hold of it?
Well, I sent it to a former girlfriend, and I think it was on a Google Drive. I don't even know the whole story. Whatever. Okay. It's my fault. Right. Like, but when you trust someone, right. And then and so they felt they've just released it. So that's
so we can't talk about that because they're going to talk about it.
I probably shouldn't talk about it. I just don't.
Then we'll just talk about them talking about it because they are about to talk about it and just pass it off as a joke. There's no denial of having said that. It's just, we were trying to make light of a very tragic situation. And so we just decided to talk about who was going to play us in the movie. The same day that Karen Read was indicted, right? February 2nd, was that the day that Karen was brought to court?
That was the day Karen Read was brought to court. She was arrested.
So she was arrested on the 1st, right? So, okay, now they got her. They got the girl. So now we can joke. I don't remember seeing any messages about like, holy shit, I'm so sad that my friend of a decade is gone. There was none of that. There was no grief. There were no grief-stricken group text messages, right?
No, I can't talk about it because I can't say what I've seen.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I've seen the whole chat. You know what I mean?
Maybe there is. Maybe there is.
Maybe
there very well may be.
We haven't seen anything like that presented in court, have we? So I feel like maybe Lally shown that in court if that was the case. But
right. Because he did have everything.
He did have everything. And so did they. Also, Jen McCabe had everything. And Kerry Roberts did everything. And also, what would a movie even be about on February 2nd? A woman accidentally bumps into a boyfriend and tragically dies. That's a movie?
Yeah.
What's the
exactly.
movie? What's the movie?
And why are they the detectives in all of this? Like, why are they Cagney and Lacey and Magnum PI? Like, what did they solve exactly? What did they exactly figure out?
I wish I could talk about the impounded text messages with Steve Nelson and them and the pet names that he had for them.
Oh, the victim witness advocate. Yeah, that guy.
Yes. But they literally just appointed themselves like detectives and did all this work or don't work. Basically just constantly like they had way too like when you testify in front of a grand jury, you're just supposed to testify and you're not supposed to know anything else about the grand jury, right?
Nope.
Like it would be inappropriate for you to text message the victim witness advocate and be like, so what's going on? Is there any updates on the grand jury? Are we close to an indictment? That would be inappropriate.
Right? No, because it's top secret. Grand juries are top secret.
Right.
I mean, that is sacrosanct. That is, it is top secret. Nobody's supposed to know nothing about nothing.
Yeah.
You go in there, you say what you say. It's one-sided. There's no defense in there. There's no defendant. It is Adam Lally's show or whoever happens to be running it. And they can put in whatever evidence they want, as you know, because we've seen every motion about all the improper stuff that went in there, but they're not supposed to know.
Yeah. And if they do ask the victim witness advocate for updates on the grand jury, it would be improper for him to respond, right?
Well, yeah, because it's supposed to be totally secret. They're not supposed to be, helping with any investigation, but
they're just witnesses, right? Not detectives.
Just a witness. You're supposed to be just a witness. You're not supposed to be assisting or, solving or planting or manufacturing or smashing or proctoring or
nothing like that. No, totally not. And it would be improper for the victim witness advocate to refer to these people by anything but their correct names, right? Like you shouldn't be giving them any pet names or anything like that.
Pet names, I would say that would be a big no.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I want to hear what else they say. I got to
Jen answered the same call I did. We're being chased with a camera calling us cop killers. This is okay. Like I just, and it got worse from there because anytime we would go before Dedham kind of got a handle on things, we would walk up the stairs to go to court and people were screaming in our faces, like screaming, like really close. There was a point where I was like, I'm not doing stairs today. I'm doing the ramp. And everyone's like, just do the stairs. I'm like, I'm not doing it. They're too close. I don't understand how it went on for as long as it did on those courthouse steps.
I don't think anybody understands that. I don't think anybody does.
I don't think
it was allowed.
Well, isn't it so funny how they got to get dropped off right in front of the courthouse? And Karen had to like park like 7 blocks away with no security and walk in with her team. And those people got to, got the like practically like the red carpet rolled out and got escorted into court with like a police presence. I don't remember if it was, I think she's talking about pretrial, right? But
talking about 2023. She's talking about like,
oh, okay.
When we first started holding protests at the July 25th hearing, we definitely booed. Like, but we were booing Carl Dougal, in fairness, and like we didn't boo. Actually, I'm on video when the O'Keefes walk in. Some people did start booing because they didn't know who they were. Like this is before the O'Keefe family's like, and I'm on video, on the megaphone, no, not them. That's John's family, and everybody stopped. So that's a complete lie that like we all booed the O'Keefes. We definitely booed like Carl Dougal and a couple others, but not the O'Keefe. They were off limits,
Yeah,
that's a complete lie,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever happened to other people. I hope, I'd feel bad if it ever did. I hope it never happens again. It was awful. I mean,
yeah,
I don't care what people say. We're innocent. We've done nothing wrong.
Who's we?
Yeah, no, she's we.
𝗵𝗵 Roberts is the real victim here. Like, what is going on? We didn't do it. Nobody's saying you did. Literally.
Well, no, you did, because you lied to the grand jury, and that led to an indictment on murder charges. So yeah, you did.
That's true. That's true.
You lied. And she
That's
just
true.
admitted that she lied, because you just played that clip, because she absolutely did not hear Karen tell Jen McCabe to Google hypothermia.
That's true. That's
so
true.
that is a lie. And yes, she did do something wrong. So she might want to
okay.
walk that back a little bit.
I'm being too nice to 𝗵𝗵 Roberts. Fuck 𝗵𝗵 Roberts. All right.
And we're being screamed at. Like,
and I imagine too, when Karen got on the steps in front of the courthouse and said she was the only one who tried to help John that morning, you know, and I think about obviously you and Jen and all the medics, all the the firefighters, the law enforcement. I mean, everyone involved in trying to save his life. The audacity that she stood on those courtroom steps and had the audacity to say that blatant statement. I mean, how did that make you feel?
Well, I was at home watching that, and you know what? She can come up with whatever she wants. I know what happened. I know the truth. I was there.
No, you
don't. She can say whatever she wants. She knows what happened. She knows the truth. She later admits in one of her many documentaries or whatever the heck different things that she's done. She does say, like, I was doing CPR, Kerry was doing CPR. She admits we were doing CPR as well. Never mind the first responder. When the first responder
did Jen do CPR? Did Jen ever go over to the body? When did you pick up the phone, Kerry? Kerry, at what point did you pick up the phone from underneath John's body, Kerry? And what did you do with that phone when you got the phone, Kerry? Exactly what did you do with that phone? Where's the chain of custody on phone? She's the one who said all of a sudden at trial number 2, she's the one who found the phone under John, right?
Yeah, she was. That's what she said. And yeah,
who did she give it to? She doesn't remember who she gave it to. It's funny how that phone was moving around maybe before she ever picked it up, isn't it? I mean, that's kind of wild.
What are you suggesting? That was moving around
I don't know. Maybe somebody else had the phone and, kind of like when they rolled him over, put it there. I don't know. But the thing is, there's a lot of stuff.
Well, the battery never went under 40 degrees, so it couldn't have been out there very long.
It wasn't outside, but, she claims now that she found it under his body. And so interesting how, like, so many other cases that I'm looking at in the county have these crazy documents. They call them like chain of custody documents. And it's like every time somebody touches a piece of evidence or puts it in another place or hands it to another person, there's a log of it. The Justin Root file, the Justin Root case has tons of chain of custody documents. Wild.
If John O'Keefe was hit by a car, then why would the phone be underneath his body? Like, you're assuming, okay, it would be either be in his pocket, right? Mm-hmm. Or if he's holding it when he gets hit by a car, it's going to land feet away from him, right?
Well, I mean, that's physics, though. Can we really trust physics? Can we really trust physics? Because, apparently you can back into somebody at, I don't know how many miles an hour, 60 feet. And I don't even know what they finally landed
24.2
miles an hour, 60 feet in reverse, and smash your elbow on a tail light and not break any bones in your body because you're Gumby. Damn it. Like,
Gumby. It's so silly. It's so silly.
That's just physics. So can we really trust it? And time drifts and
you were the first law tuber to like really call out, like, just not to take that, didn't do this whole like, oh, it could go either way kind of thing. You're like, no, this is bullshit. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is clearly a lie. I first started watching you when I was in jail.
That's when I first started talking about it, coincidentally.
Yeah.
January 2024. Mm-hmm.
People were sending me some clips of the Garrett Wing interview, and I'm like, oh wow, finally a lawyer that isn't afraid to tell it like it is. Like, it was
just because it was so obvious to me, because
exactly.
Injuries, it was the injuries for me. For me, it was the injuries. It was the lack of injuries below the neck, except for what looked like an animal attack to the arm.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, a car versus pedestrian motor vehicle accident always has injuries.
Even though Karen Reed was acquitted. Yeah, like, even though Karen Reed was acquitted, I still wish Garrett Wing testified.
I know.
Because that would have been just the extra oomph, because they all like, oh, Dr. Marie Russell, oh, who is she? She inserted herself into this case. She read the bar. Okay, she can't be trusted. Okay, fine. That's stupid. I disagree. But Garrett Wing, what about Garrett Wing? I mean, that guy is like the guy on dog bites, and they didn't need him, obviously, but he would have been a nice little cherry on top.
I know. I mean, she parachuted herself into the case. Isn't that what they said at one point?
That's what they say. Yeah, but
they were so mean to Dr. Russell. She was the matron saint of the Karen Reed trial number 2. Well, she was in both trials, actually. I called her the matron saint. Oh, I want to congratulate you on your chip for no drama. How long has it been now?
6 days. Tomorrow's my 7th.
Tomorrow
Yeah.
you get your 1 week chip. I apologize that I couldn't make it last night, but I had a thing.
No, I understand. Yeah,
I just want to tell everyone in the chat to donate to the Turtleboy Defense Fund. Is it linked in the chat?
You could find it on.
Please donate donate however you want them to donate, whatever way, because good legal representation is very expensive.
Yes,
and nobody deserves it more than you, because you
thank you
are being persecuted under a statute. By the way, that's the same statute that Brian Walsh was persecuted under.
That's what
the witness intimidation statute
is.
No, he pled guilty. The witness intimidation statute is also the misleading to police statute. It's the same statute. He pled guilty, and the reason that he got 20 years instead of 10 is because his lying to the police resulted in him being convicted of a life felony. So the 10-year term can be increased if you're lying about something. That's why they waited until his conviction to sentence him. Because if he had been acquitted of the murder, it's not a life felony, he would have only gotten 10 years for that. But it's the same statute. If you look at it, it says, intimidating a witness or lying to the police.
Or misleading police investigation is also witness intimidation, because we have the broadest statute in the world. But yeah, I mean, we were playing like some of the videos last night, and like we play like the 𝗵𝗏𝗃 lacrosse incident, and it's like, see what you saw, like that was comedy, like that was me, and like also some asking like legitimate questions, and some light commentary at the end about calling them cop killers, right? And like that is what you just witnessed is 20 years in jail. Like that's what they want to do. Like that's crazy.
That's insane.
And it is. And I just, the more I watch the videos that are like the evidence against me, the more I'm like, you'll never convict me. I mean, I don't want to go to trial. Obviously, nobody wants to go to trial. It's expensive. It's anxiety inducing. It's whatever. But like, whatever. Like I'm not afraid in the least of a trial. Like, let's do it, because you don't get to just play the selectively edited clips at a trial.
You have to watch it all.
That's what we did in this Atlantic City case that I recently won.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Paul O'Keefe's internet girlfriend decided that she didn't want to be cross-examined by Linda Kenny Bodden, and because it would have been very bad for her. And so she had to admit that under oath that she was not afraid of me, and the orders were dropped. All right. But in the first day of the trial, her lawyer wanted to play the clips, and Linda was like, no. We want the whole thing. You got to play the whole episode. So we watched a 2.5-hour episode, and when you play the whole episode, you get it. You're like, oh, this guy's just like a comedian who just says, like, he just entertains people, and he reads turtle chats, and like people like him. And you can't just take like one clip and be like, this is what this guy's all about.
Were there other people in the courtroom like watching? Was there people in the gallery in other cases, and were they laughing while the video played? Like the court officers, were they like trying to stifle and hold back laughs, or how did it go?
Well, it was family court. So it was like closed to the public. It's like domestic violence or something that's under. I've never met this woman. I don't know. So it was like not open. But the court officers, I could see them on the Zoom watching it. And like I said, it was like the look on their faces. It's like when you heard the Beatles for the first time. They couldn't stop looking away.
They're going to clip that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Turtleboy comparing himself to the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's going to be tomorrow's headline.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was, I don't know where I was going with that, but
well, I wanted to tell everyone to donate to your fund, because good legal representation is expensive, and you have a long fight ahead of you. And apparently there's not even going to be a trial for another year. So every hour spent is hours billed. And so it's going to go on for at least another year. And maybe, I don't know, depending on who the judge is, you get a bench trial and you just get in and out.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, I don't want a bench trial. I want a jury.
Well,
jury. I mean, we'll cross the bridge.
It'll be a game time decision, because you don't want somebody else assigning them.
You know why I want a jury? Because look at behind you. Okay, that's where a jury pool comes from. The people, right? You will never get 12. You could get one judge, but you will never get 12 citizens to be like, this guy is a witness intimidator. This guy is a dangerous person. We'll play the CF McCarthy's video. Julie Nagel, Colin Albert, Chris Albert out there, like, yelling things at us. Chris Albert's telling me he's going to bash my head up and down the sidewalk. I will take my chance with a jury.
Did I hear something like Julie Nagel was grabbing somebody's ass on top of a Yeti cooler. Did you hear this story?
This is what 𝗫𝗏𝗃𝗃 claims, I guess.
Did anybody hear this story?
I don't know. I don't know how
To
much.
be a fly on the wall at that party. Come on. That's insane.
You know, I take everything. What if I don't see it or see it in, like, documents? I don't know. I don't know.
The person who was the victim of that apparently told the story. So who am I to deny?
I don't doubt it. I mean, she seems aggressive. She seems like, and she's not shy, you know, and she gets what she wants. I mean, she's a dominant female, you know, she plays hockey. She's a, you know.
When Colin Albert's the hero, I mean, that's a good night, right?
Yeah.
We're just gonna watch. I mean, what? You were the only one trying to save his life?
Well, and then, I mean,
That's
when
interesting.
Jen took over for you, and she still says that she waited in the car.
She did not wait in the car.
Get out of the car.
If she was in the car, then how did she get the blankets out of the back of the car? Because you have to be outside of the vehicle. Oh, yeah. Common sense has to kick in at some point.
What?
I mean, she wasn't sitting in the front seat looking.
It was something we didn't even hit on, and I feel like I don't even want to bring it up. It's so ridiculous.
What the hell?
But I mean, but I feel like it makes me so angry when I see these ridiculous, and it's just in the last few days where you don't know what to say, but I'm going to say Sandra Bullock. Oh, and
here we go.
Poor Sandra Bullock, by the way. I don't think she has any of this.
It really angers me because as someone who I deal with things, which you know, because you do too, and Jen does too, with like humor, right? No matter what happens, my dad died 5 years ago, worst day of my life, still the worst day of my life. I made jokes that day. Like my brother made jokes that day. Like that's what we do, right? And the audacity of these people to take one text, right? 3 days into
Which shouldn't be out in the world,
Correct.
by the way.
She's right about that. That should not be out in the world right now. And I did not authorize. No.
Correct. That's another whole issue. That's another whole issue.
But she's not. They're not denying it.
Awful.
Yeah, they are not denying. That's correct.
So
not,
it's not fake.
Yeah, that's true. So now we know, without me sharing any, we've gotten confirmation directly from Kerry Roberts that this is legitimate.
Right.
So there we go. Okay.
What I would think would be ever in your life to happen, the most traumatic event that you guys made a light moment, right? For 1 second.
To bring levity to a
The
situation.
audacity of
Well, it
these-
wasn't
the
just
auda-
us.
Right.
We were all saying, like, this is going to be a movie. Like, you don't have a brother, a sister, and her husband die within 2 months of each other, and then John died. Like, it wasn't even who did it. Like, there was no blame. It was just holy shit.
But even like
this is going to be a
that's
movie.
normal. Like it doesn't even like it's just the audacity of these people to take this and they try as they might, right? It never comes off. Like it never goes to anyone else except for these weirdos that try to make it into something it's not, you know. But it just really
So how this first came out, the story about the Sandra Bullock thing, was from 𝗫𝗏𝗃𝗃. She made a post about it, and she said that because remember, she was mixed in with the McAlberts, basically undercover for like a year. Not like she wasn't, you know, it's completely flipped. And you can learn a lot of inside information if you're with these people for a year. And according to her, it was Kate Peter or one of them told her about this. And so she makes the post. She made a post about it. And then someone else decides they're going to release impounded court documents and and blaming Lindsay. I don't even know what the purpose of that post was, but like, yeah, so that's how it came out. Like, it's just crazy. But,
okay. So,
yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, they're not denying it though. They're saying it's legit.
No.
But what would a movie be about? Like,
well, she thought the movie would be about, you know, a sister dying and then her brother dying that took her kids. She seems to think that the Lifetime movie is the way to go here, I guess. And you know, there is a Lifetime movie coming out on January 10th about Karen
that's
Reed.
January 10th. That's coming out. Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
so pretty soon. And Katie Cassidy is playing Karen Reed.
I mean, we're all going to be watching that.
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, listen,
Feed
Lifetime
it-
movies
feed it,
usually
yeah.
suck, but it might be, you know.
I like Lifetime movies sometimes. They're
Do
good.
you?
Yeah, I like
Oh, look,
Lifetime
you're
movies. Yeah.
sensitive.
Well, not sensitive. They're all about like murders and mysteries and stuff. Like, they're good. I mean, it's bad acting
It's
usually.
usually
but, like,
cheesy. Yeah, but yeah, you can figure them out. It's the same formula.
I mean,
every
they're-
movie, but
yeah, there's still like you know, you could just feed Karen Reed content into our veins, and we're gonna watch it. There's
Of course
nothing.
we're gonna
You
watch
know,
it.
of course we
then
are.
we'll have
yeah.
to debrief it the next day.
Right, of course.
it just blows my mind, you know, the things that, and if this is all they have, I was saying that, I think maybe I said it to Julie today. If all these people have is stuff like that and made up things, I mean, God help Aidan Kearney in his case.
Right.
But
and
that's
in the
not
civil
made
case,
up.
because it's not going to be like the criminal trial. I think we all know that. So,
God help, it's not going to be like the criminal trial. Yeah, it's not. We're going to watch shows of me and stuff like that, I
And
guess.
you'll get acquitted just like Karen Reed got acquitted. So I guess the
Yeah.
ending will be the same. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, you can't plant any tail light with me or anything like that.
That's true.
You don't have like Katie McLaughlin. I mean, you're going to have what, 7 witnesses. Who are the witnesses? You got Brian Albert. Brian Albert's going to have to testify that he's
afraid of you.
He's afraid of me. Okay. A trained Marine combat veteran. That guy's scared of me. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I stood outside of his house for 7 minutes with a group of middle-aged women and talked about the facts of the case. So he's traumatized from that.
That's really scary.
Then you got Chris Albert, who's on video saying that he's going to smash my head up and down the sidewalk, and who also killed a man in 1994 and is an elected official. And I held a political protest out of his shop. Then you got Colin Albert, Mr. Bang Bang, right? Who the only thing I'm charged with Colin Albert was doing is calling up and doing an impression saying, "Yo, Colin, it's Turtleboy from them Advantage Boys. Bang, bang. We gonna fuck you guys up." And then you got the window intimidation thing with him too. All right. So that he's also on video. Yeah.
That was really scary. Yeah.
Then you got Julie Nagel, right? I came to her house during the rolling rally. I urged her to tell the truth, which to her means change your testimony, which seems to be an implication that she's not telling the truth already. I mean, I don't even know what they're saying.
Maybe she did tell the truth because, then she made up the story about the black blob for trial number 2. So maybe you did influence her to make it a little stronger.
Yeah. Like we're putting in my trial, it's going to be different because all we have to do is just show that like a reasonable person can believe that the McAlberts were responsible for this and would behave the same way that I did. Like Aaron Hernandez was, it took him about a week for Aaron Hernandez to be arrested, right? But the media was outside his house every single day hounding him, but he wasn't under arrest yet, right? How about Lori Vallow? I showed that, you know Nate Eaton from Eaton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like Nate Eaton went to Hawaii, traveled to Hawaii and tracked them down and like got in their faces for like 3.5 minutes and walked with them and just kept asking, "Did you guys kill your kids? Where's your kids? How can we not look for your kids?" Like this and that. They weren't charged with anything at the time, right? That's how I viewed what I was doing with these people. I looked at them as people that were extremely suspicious and I had questions. It just so happens they've never been charged, but that doesn't change the fact that the speech is perfectly legal.
Here's the thing. Remember the 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗂𝗃 case and the Roberta Laundrie and her husband, and there were reporters camped out on the Laundrie's front lawn for like days or weeks,
protesting,
chasing after Roberta Laundrie and asking her questions. I mean, that's what reporters do.
Yeah.
Right. And, knock on doors and ask questions.
And reporters doing that and citizens. There's a lot of activists out there like with like demanding justice. Where are you at, Brian? Come outside. Or how about Derek Chauvin? Before Derek Chauvin was arrested, right? For like 4 days, there was mobs outside his house, like demanding that he be arrested and charged, but he wasn't under arrest yet. Right. You're allowed to protest people and ask them questions before they are arrested. And just because you don't end up getting arrested doesn't make the speech illegal yet. Exactly. Like it's like, for instance, like with the cross incident, they always bring up the fact that I yelled "cop killer." So it's okay to ask them questions. You just can't do the commentary with the cop killer stuff. Right.
Right.
But you guys can call Karen Reed cop killer.
Right. Right. Or JLR can come chase after her and say all the things that he said to her. That's totally fine. He didn't. Nobody prosecuted him. I mean,
Grant was like yelling a lot of things at Karen Reed about that. All she has to say under the statute is, "I experienced emotional harm from this."
Right.
Boom. Witness intimidation.
Right.
Casey Anthony. You could go down the line of people who have never been convicted of a crime, right? But have been relentlessly questioned or yelled at by people who believe they are guilty of the crime. Like that's not witness intimidation. At least shouldn't be.
It's not.
So if these things are the only things they have, then
let me just clear up the Sandra Bullock just a moment.
That's where it's coming from, right? It's coming from Aidan Kearney and his.
I couldn't tell you.
Kearney
person.
Yes.
Sandra Bullock.
Thank you.
And I love her, but she's not tall. Neither am I. She's brunette, as am I. That's as far as it went. And the woman isn't even acting. And I think the joke was, I hope Sandra Bullock comes out of retirement because we might need her. Like, I didn't go.
That is not what you said, Kerry, in the text message.
Wow,
okay?
she embellished a little bit. She just
that is not what she said. She did not say anything about coming out of retirement, Kerry. Stop lying. Again, I can't talk about it. It's impounded, but stop lying, Kerry.
Okay, I can. Oh, Sandra Bullock's going to come out of retirement to play Kerry Roberts in Netflix. Well, first of all, who's their deal with? They have a deal with Netflix. They better get this thing moving because the window is closing quickly on anybody who's interested wants to hear anything about them. So, is it ever going to happen? I mean,
well,
these things are time sensitive.
Yeah, there's two competing documentaries. There's the Sandpaper documentary, which I refuse to participate in, which is run by, it's like a British company, and that's the one that is supposed to be on Netflix, and Gretchen Voss is running it. 𝗃𝗄𝗏 is allegedly in it, according to Lindsay Gattani and others, people like that, and the McAlberts, right? But they don't have anyone. And then our documentary, Compelling Pictures, has me, 𝗵𝗵𝗏𝗧𝘂𝗍𝗶, we all 𝗵𝗏𝗏 microdots stuff. We got David Yannetti. We got something special coming with that. And there's an offer on the table for Karen Reed and Alan Jackson if they would like to do it as well. Which, you know, I hope they do. The documentary would be way better, obviously, if it had all of us in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, money talks.
Money talks.
Yeah, it does. And so, you know, if those two documentaries come out at the same time, we all know which one's going to win, you know, and it doesn't matter what streaming service we're on, Hulu, Paramount, doesn't matter. People are going to go to it. It doesn't matter. You know, it's going to be a much more interesting documentary.
But the thing is, like, their story is over. Like, your story isn't over yet, right? So
No.
technically there's no ending to your documentary. So
That's
I can see
true.
why it's taking longer. Like, their story's over. Where is it? Why is it not coming out?
It's a good question.
Right? I mean,
Yeah,
you would
what
think
it-
that people are going to forget about this case and the Karen Reed case. Your story is ongoing. So also
Yeah.
David Yannetti was on Court TV last night. Did you see him?
What was he talking about? I know
He
I
was
saw
talking
that-
about Nick Reiner and Alan.
Oh.
Alan's representing him. So it
Oh.
was weird. Vinny was asking David, like, well, you've worked with Alan for, a long time. You know, do you think his defense is going to be, medication and schizophrenia? And it was so interesting. David was on there with that other guy, Philip Dubé, and they
Yes.
actually agreed. Do you know who that guy is?
Yeah, he's the homosexual guy with the
He's got big teeth. He's got big teeth. I don't know.
he's not a lawyer. He's not a lawyer, right? That guy.
I think he's a lawyer. I think he is a lawyer.
Yeah, he's like goofy. Like he's not like he's
He was
just
wearing
kinda,
a suit and he's got
yeah.
very white teeth. Do you guys know who Philip Dubé is? I'm not sure if he's a lawyer.
Like I don't know if he ever said Karen Reed's guilty, but he was just kind of
He
like
absolutely. I mean, he was almost
implying it a lot.
like
which
Big
is-
Case Mike. Big Case Mike was like, I
That
hate
guy.
Karen Reed. I hate her. And Dubé was the same way. He thought he was guilty too. I think it's
Case Mike.
I think it's Dubé. D-U-B-E.
Yeah, D-U-B.
April
yeah,
D-U-B-E. I think.
D-U-B. Yeah,
Philip-
Doobie.
Yeah, Dubé.
Dubé. I see what she's
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Jen, we had said was Angelina. I don't even remember. We had one for
Nope.
John. We had
No,
we
you
had something
didn't.
For everybody.
No,
And it
you
was one of
didn't.
those, like,
No, you
you gotta
didn't.
You gotta
No,
remember,
you
the
didn't.
4 days. The day it happened, I
She's
didn't
telling us
at the
everything.
time. I understand. I was loud ass, whatever. They called me whatever need be. But I didn't know the 4
Okay.
days. Like I didn't know my name. I logged on to work on Monday.
Wait, hold
And
on. Carrie
one of
Mama
my
Llama wants to
executives
kill
were
her
like,
right now. She's like, shut up. She's kicking her under the table. Shut up. Stop talking. Stop talking. She's telling us everything. She's
The way
telling
she-
us everything because she's now telling us their private conversations. She's not telling us just what was in the text messages. She's telling us their private conversations. She's like, we had 4 days. We were saying this, that, and the other. Angelina, who is Angelina going to play?
That
Take that
never
back a
happened, by the way. Oh yeah, we'll take it back to
Well,
that.
it never happened. It
I
was their private
I don't even
conversations. You don't know about their private
remember.
conversations.
And the woman isn't even acting. And I think the joke was, I hope Sandra Bullock comes out of retirement because we might need her. Like I didn't go. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Jen, we had said was Angelina. I don't even remember. We had one for John. We had someone for everybody, and it was one of those like, who are you going to play? You got to remember the 4 days. The day it happened, I didn't eat, which at the time I understand. I was loud ass, whatever they called me, whatever need be. But I didn't know the 4 days. Like I didn't know my name. I logged on to work on Monday, and some of my executives were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm just gonna." And they were like, "No. You should probably be off today." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But I can work. And they were like, no, you probably shouldn't. I mean, I didn't know my name. I mean, my husband had to drive to go pick up the kids because I was like, oh no, we're going to go get, 𝗵𝗏𝗏 at
Okay,
2.
stop.
He's like, she doesn't get out till 2:30.
What day did she give her statement to
Which-
Proctor? Was it within those 4 days? She didn't even know her name. How reliable is her statement? She just told us she was whacked out. She didn't eat for 4 days. She didn't sleep. She didn't even know her own name. How could any statement that she gave to Proctor when she's telling them everything in Jen McCabe's living room be relied upon if she didn't even know her name? She was whacked out.
Well, in fairness, isn't that like a figure of speech? Like she's basically saying I was like in a haze, right? That's what she's saying. Like it was
She
all
didn't
blur.
eat. She didn't know her name. She was not in her right mind.
Yeah, she was not in her right mind. That's for sure.
So
That
how could
doesn't-
any statement that she gave be
a good
relied
point.
upon? I don't know. I'm just
That's a good point.
thinking like a defense lawyer. which
Yeah.
I'm not.
No,
but if
that's
I
a great
were,
point.
that's
Yeah.
what I'd be thinking. So let me understand this. So you didn't know your name for 4 days and you didn't eat and you didn't sleep and you logged into work and people were like, what are you doing here? Because you had just been through this horrific tragedy that you didn't even know your name, right? And so, but when you gave your statement to Michael Proctor, when Jen McCabe was sitting in the kitchen and you were in the living room and Jen McCabe was texting, she's telling them everything.
Yeah. What do you think Mark Diller is thinking right now watching this This can't be making his job any easier, right? Like what's happening right now.
No,
but like, okay, this is not helping his lawsuit, right? Like
fodder for cross-examination. She's going to be called as a witness. I mean, this is it's excellent for Karen. This is great for keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah, keep talking.
Angelina was going to play Jen McCabe. Oh, really? Who did you cast for John O'Keefe?
Yeah. Well,
in the 4 days that you were talking about casting this movie.
First of all, it's a lie. There's nothing about Angelina. There's nothing about who's going to play John. She's a fucking liar.
Nothing in the text messages, but
nothing.
Aidan, you weren't a fly on the wall during their private family meetings.
Oh, right. The family
She's
meetings.
telling us what happened at their private family meetings in those 4 days.
Oh,
that's what they were talking about.
Oh, right. Angelina Jolie. Right. You know, it's like, what, again, I said, what would the movie be about? Like, what would there's no, his sister died 10 years ago and then he dies. That sounds like a really sad movie, but I don't know what the,
and then they made a timeline.
And then they made a timeline.
And then they cracked the whole case because they were able to pin it on the girl.
Yeah. And Karen Reed pled out and, you know, she went to jail for 6 months and then was put on probation after that. And no one ever knew who Turtleboy was. And everybody lived happily ever after. That's the movie. Like, what the hell is
you know, listen, well, I mean, they only had 4 days to script it. So they somehow saw themselves as like the savior of, you know, John O'Keefe's legacy, I guess.
Yeah. You know, Jen McCabe was in court that day, but she was really trying to hide it. Again, you can't talk about the impounded text, but she did not want to be seen on TV that day in court. She Googled herself. Remember, she Googled herself
multiple times. Yeah.
Multiple, because she wants
herself with John O'Keefe's name too, right?
Yep. She really wants to know, does anybody, my name coming up at all? You know, Brian Albert is, why are they looking at my house? Can't they go to look at fucking asshole across the street? What was his name again? Keller, yeah. Why aren't they at Keller's house? Why don't they go over there? You know,
well, because you know he had videotape that didn't really show anything, so you know he didn't give.
That's what he told Gallagher. Gallagher took his word for it. You know, good old Keller wouldn't lie to him about that. Just it's pointed directly at the Asian house, but it didn't pick up anything. Which, by the way, the 62 feet for some reason, Karen Reed drove 62 feet forward directly in front of what Matt McCabe refers to as the Asian house, and then decided to go backwards from there while John O'Keefe stood there on the side of the lawn in the middle of a snowstorm, stuck his arm out exclusively into the road, and then allowed Kerry to hit him, do the pirouette, and then
and it would have shown the Ford Edge too, right? I mean, listen, my ring camera goes off, and I have a much larger front lawn than they do. My ring camera goes off when a car drives by, so there would have been a Ford Edge parked there, and you know. Can't wait for him to testify. Can't wait to get Tom Kelleher under oath, right?
I love Tully's question about like when Tully was asked on the stand, why didn't you investigate the Ford Edge? Like, well, he was led to they asked Lucky Loughran and he was kind of coached to say that. Okay, fine. Let's say it's a freaking Santa Fe or Mitsubishi, whatever, right? It's got 4 wheels and says vroom vroom, right? So like, and it's right next to a guy who got hit by a car, according to you. Don't you want to know who's driving that?
No, they have no intellectual curiosity at all.
None. Because it's not the right make and model. It's not the right make and model. So we're just, that's the end of that lead. That's how I knew. That was the moment when I realized how corrupt they were. Because I knew they were covering up the Lucky Loughran thing and they weren't interested in it. And it wasn't in it. They weren't interviewing yet. But the second Lucky Loughran told Michael Proctor and Uri Buchanan in that interview on August 9th, 2023 about the Ford Edge. And the second they chose not to look into that Ford Edge anymore, that was the moment when I knew, oh, this is really corrupt. Like they don't even care how this looks.
No.
Like this is wow.
No. Wow. And didn't you find Lucky first before they did? Or did you find him first?
I didn't find Lucky. Okay. So Karen Reed told me about Lucky in like May, but she's like, but you can't report on it yet because it's in my PI interviewed him and I can't release that. But now that I have a tip, I can find Lucky Loughran in my own way. Right. So I went down to the, I filmed myself doing this. I went down to the DPW and I asked who plowed the road that night. And eventually they told me it was 𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗃 that plowed the road that night. And so then I tracked down 𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗃. I sent him a message on Facebook. He didn't want to talk to me. That was the witness intimidation Hank was talking about. He's like, he's a rat. And then, but it was just a bad time. Lucky's wife had just died, and he just wasn't in a good mood, Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm sorry. But anyway, that's what he said, Hank,
Yeah. Sorry for your loss, but
yeah, but you're a liar, aren't you? And so then so I gave him 2 months and I let him cool off. And then I gave him another shot. I gave him a call and he told me everything. He told me the exact same story he told them. So I didn't find 𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗃. I was told about who he was and I did find him in my own way, but I didn't.
But I mean, you interviewed him before the police interviewed him.
That's correct. That's the big picture.
You interviewed him before Proctor and Buchanan or who I don't remember who it was that interviewed him.
It was Proctor and Buchanan. And they interviewed him after I published the story.
Right. And that was one of the only interviews they recorded, I think. They recorded that one, but I think most of it was about you.
Yes. And it was all about, did he wiretap you?
I remember going over the transcript or the report, the written report, because of course we didn't get a recording of it, but I guess we could get it now.
We
under a Freedom of Information Act.
I know a young attorney in North Carolina who's been known to look into those sort of things, but yeah, so let's talk about you. Let's talk about Turtleboy. So was he recording you? How did he tell you he's recording? No. Okay. Then how did he get all this stuff? He's like, I don't know. It was a 5-minute conversation, right? Got a photographic memory. It's like, so is what it is. And Lucky doesn't care. They wanted so bad for Lucky to say that he was a victim of me. And he just wouldn't budge. He wouldn't budge.
Isn't that wild that the only reason that they actually went to interview him was to get more charges on you?
That's it.
It wasn't to help solve who murdered John O'Keefe.
And to discredit him.
Charges on you.
And to discredit. Oh, so you hit a basketball hoop, huh? So you're all over the place. You just don't see shit. You think something's there, you don't see it. Right. So you're crazy. That's the only reason they knew that interview that I did of 𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗃, because when Karen Reed's PI did it, it wasn't in the news. But when I'm doing it, it's all over the news, and they got to put this one out. They can't just pretend this isn't happening, right? But again, the second they decided not to look into the Ford Edge, that's when I knew how corrupt they were. And that's why when I was arrested, that was the first, I knew I was going to have a perp walk for 15 seconds. I'm like, what am I going to say? I'm like, Ford Edge. I hope they look into that Ford Edge. You go, yeah, because the Ford Edge is everything.
More people drive Ford Edges up there than I didn't even I don't know anyone who owns a Ford Edge. I feel
I'd never heard of it before this. I've heard of the Escape and the Expedition. I didn't know about the Edge. I guess it's like a tweener car, but
I feel bad that I'm sidetracking you from going over this. So I should
no, all good. No, that's
whatever. I did not know up from down, left from right. My phone did not stop, because I am Braintree with John and Canton. So when I tell you, I had people messaging me from Aruba. I mean, it was my friend Lori ended up taking my phone at one point and was like, I'm turning it off. Like, you're not responding to anybody else. It was absolutely insanity. And when Jen and I and the accused, we didn't know if we should go to the first arraignment or whatever it's called when she first got brought in. Yeah. And we went, and I saw the cameras, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, what the? And I asked one of the guard people, and I was like, can you just stand here, please? Because I was like, I don't want to be on that. What? I don't know what this. Oh God. And he stood in front of us. And when they ever said mine and Jen's name, I was like, oh, did they just say any? Oh my God. And I was like, don't move, dude. And then they zoomed in on John's two cousins when they were saying Kerry and Jen. And I was like, and I didn't know this at the time. My husband
look at Mama Llama's face.
Look at her face.
Jaws clenched. She's kicking her under the table. She's like, shut up. No.
They don't even hide the fact that they literally are just controlling her every single
Not
word.
Working.
They can't. I know.
Watching it. A family friend who's an attorney called my husband, was like, is that? And Kurt was like, yep, that's her. And I was like, oh my God, they just said our names. Holy shit, they just said our names. And I was like, I don't even, and it was when we left that courtroom, we had to go meet the state police and hand our phones over. Right. And they took our phones for 8 hours. We signed our lives away. Like, we clone this, use it for future things. We were like, yeah, sure, take it. Like, go ahead. I mean,
that's such a good comment from Emily. Just a reminder, this is her response for saying she wants Sandra Bullock to play her. She is a chatterbox. She's a chatterbox. It's like,
talker.
This is all of this from one question. It's like, so we went into court, and like there were cameras everywhere. Me and Jen were like, oh my God. It's blah, blah, blah. They said our name in the charging documents. Of course they did. You're a witness, dummy. Of course they did.
Looking back, I'm like, I don't know what made me ask that guy. I think I just got nervous of all the cameras. I don't know. And I was on the end. I don't know what made me ask that man to like, hey, stand here. And he was probably looking at me like, why do I have to stand next to you? Well, thank God you did.
Yeah, it's probably something we can't describe. I think that's when too, when you just said that, is when they all talk about how Jen Googled her name, which I think.
Oh God.
Yeah, right.
Of course she did. When we got home, I was like, where else
They-
is my name?
They have children that they have to worry about to see what they're seeing. So of course, and that's so, nefarious too, that, God forbid that, it's all these ridiculous things.
Who cares if the children see it? You're a witness. You're innocent. It's
You
not like
found a dead cop's body.
Yeah,
your name is going to be in the paper.
You're a good
Maybe.
Samaritan, right? I mean, according to you're worried about your kids seeing that you had the unfortunate, you came across a dead body that you had nothing to do with, right? What do you care if your name's in the media, right? Like, what does it matter?
Of course.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's always with the children with these people. Oh my God. The children will see it. And the doxing, that's what they always fall back on to kind of deflect from their behaviors. The children, you're attacking the children, or Mrs. O'Keefe, you're attacking her. It's always the same thing.
You have this sped
That
up.
is normal.
I do 1.5 speed.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Every other person's lives except
Right.
I Googled.
And bringing
I Googled
context.
John, I Googled, because I was like, I don't know where this is. Like, they just said my name. Like, oh my God, they just said my name. We were not prepared.
Right.
And we said downstairs to Adam Lally, we were like, hold up, dude. Like, you didn't tell us. And he was like, sorry about that. I'm like, no. Like, we don't know how this works. We've never done this. Like, I found out the hard way.
Go with the
I think we need to get her Google searches too.
I don't know. And I was on the end. I don't know
Carrie's?
what made
Oh,
me
yeah.
ask that man.
She says she's Googling everything too. What else did she Google?
That's
Did she
true.
Google how long to die in cold?
That's a good question.
Also, did she Google hypothermia? Did
That's
she
true.
Google things too?
We've never handed
Why would
Carrie's
I say
phone
that to
over,
you?
right? Like Carrie's phone's never been extracted. I
She
don't think.
claims that she handed over willingly. She claims that she did when Jen did. So I don't know if they got anything other than text messages. I don't know what they got from her, but they did a total phone extraction on Brian Walsh. So I don't know. I don't think they know how to do anything other than a total phone extraction. Because, Garino. I mean, they're not very skilled.
Or you just call up your buddy 𝗀𝗁 at the FBI and you're like, hey, I just want you to extract just one person's messages and no one else's. Okay. Just that one.
I'm going to photocopy them
Yeah.
at Kinko's
Yeah.
and bring them to my interview.
That's what. Thank God you did. It's
Look at
That's
her.
probably something we can't describe. I think that's when too, when you just said that, is when they all talk about how Jen Googled her name, which I think
Didn't we see this part?
right, these ridiculous things that is normal in every other person's lives except these
Right.
people.
I Googled.
And bringing
I Googled
context.
John, I Googled, because I was like, I don't know where this is. Like, they just said my name. Like, oh my God, they just said my
Right.
name. We were not prepared.
Right.
And we said downstairs to Adam Lally, we were like, hold up, dude. Like, you didn't tell us. And he was like, sorry about that.
I would assume they want to muddy clear waters, something that is blatantly obvious. They do have a job to do. They should do it ethically, right? But to muddy these waters and create.
What do you think of this Chick Tuesday Gazette there, Melanie? I mean, you've seen her before, right?
I've seen her trash me on the cesspool of Twitter. Is she
Yeah.
a reporter? Is she a lawyer? Is she
I don't
a
know
normal mom? I'm not really quite sure what her skill set is or her expertise.
Yeah, she has a little blog. I mean, they call me a blogger. She literally has just a blog and seems to just be a stand for the state, I guess. I don't know, but she's.
Is she local to Massachusetts?
I don't know. I think somebody said that she's from Somerville or something. I'm not entirely sure, but
because this was her channel, I guess, and then she changed the name to this other thing. But I think they've got too many people on the screen. I think one person needs to run it, and somebody else needs to like corral this thing.
And can they make their
Put a
face
lasso on it?
Can they use the whole screen like this, please? Is that much like look at all the empty space? Why do you need all that empty space? Seriously.
I mean, she's cute. Tuesday is cute.
She's
I
not-
think she's cute, but I don't understand what her skill set is and why she's, why she has decided to risk whatever reputation she has to make her whole platform about raising money for people who
Covered up a murder.
may be indicted one day, perhaps,
yeah.
in my opinion. And also that billboard is ridiculous because if you just drive by that billboard, it looks like it's a religious thing, right?
Testify.
Scientology, Scientology, like go with God, and then you scan the thing and you get,
then there's
indoctrinated into some religion and give them all your money. Like,
and there's no QR code on it, right? Like there's no QR.
There is a QR code on the billboard.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like
at least,
as you're
okay, that's
driving by to go to a Patriots game, you're supposed to scan that on your phone and join a church or something.
Because the
and
free
just
Karen
give
Reed
them your money.
billboard, the free Karen Reed. First of all, it's so tacky to just copy us and put it in the same spot, But the free Karen Reed billboard,
Traffic.
like there is a lot of traffic, but like the Free Can't Read billboard had, you know, a QR code, but it was just so much more visually appealing. It had a picture of John and Karen together, and it's like Free Can't Read. And if you're driving by, you're like, I wonder what's this all about? Maybe you do the QR code went to the framed video on my YouTube channel, and which was kind of like a crash course into, you know, what happened. So yeah,
it wasn't a donate link like theirs is.
No, it's just like, give us your money now, please. Testify. What? They do need, I mean, you got to give it to them. They've raised a bunch of money though.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, $10,000 per person is not going to go very far.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
An hourly rate type situation.
That's a good point. You're right. And what percentage does Higgy get? Like who gets what? Like, it's good
right.
question.
And it's wild that they all have the same attorney. Like that guy's going to get sued because they don't have the same interest. That is not a good, that's not smart.
They all have the same attorney?
Yeah. So there, one attorney, I forget his name. I want to say 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏. I don't know why that sticks with me.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
He filed a notice of removal to federal court on behalf of all 5 of them. There is no way in any ethical situation that one attorney could represent Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Matt McCabe, Jen McCabe, and Brian Higgins. They all have totally different interests.
Their interests are different, especially Higgins. You know, because I mean, Higgins ghosted them. Remember the Kevin Albert text? Oh, hey man, everything okay? We're worried about you. You're ghosting everyone. What's up with you, dude? Right. And Jill Daniels telling me, what about Higgins?
Yeah,
you know, tell you
they said that a lot. Even these women on this show have said that about Higgins, haven't they?
Do you think they were nervous?
What about Higgins? What about Higgins? What about Higgins?
Do you think they were nervous about?
Maybe
Higgins?
It wasn't them. I don't know, because they're gonna clip this tomorrow anyway. So who cares? Whatever. Enjoy.
Do you think they were nervous about Higgins' testimony going into the trial? Because theoretically, he's like the one person they weren't talking to. So they had no idea what he's going to say. Also, there were rumors about a proffer that was brought up in the pretrial stuff.
Yeah.
So they had to be like, oh, what's he going to say? What is he going to throw us under the bus? And if he did throw them under the bus, they were going to throw him under the bus too. So they're all kind of in this together.
It's just like, but if he did something, why would they cover for him? You know what I mean? Like, because they're all family. He's not like, you would think that if he was had anything to do with it or was the primary perpetrator, let's just say, or threw a punch, that why would they cover for him? You would think that they would throw him under the bus, but I don't know.
Because it was him and Bri. You know, that's the only, like, it had to, that's exactly the Albert family's not going down for Brian Higgins. No, sirree, Bob. They don't know him that well, you know.
But I mean, reading those texts to Karen, that was everything. I mean, that was just like some of the most cringe trial testimony I think I've ever seen. When he had to read his own text messages, right? In trial number 1.
Yeah, Bill Reed had never heard those before. And Karen said that was like a really uncomfortable day. I feel bad for her dad having to read those, you know, like
yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, if you had to go through your phone and read some of your most embarrassed. Unfortunately, everything in my phone always ends up on the internet anyway. So all
right. Can I just like talk to you like you're my little brother right now? Stop texting people. Just stop texting people. Don't text anyone. Don't even talk to anyone. Don't talk to anyone on the phone. I don't know who hacked into your phone or if that's really a thing or if people can really do that, but don't ever type anything you wouldn't want your mother to see. God rest her soul. And also, stop trusting people. Don't trust anybody.
I know.
Here's the default. Don't trust anyone. Just don't.
And whatever you do, don't get one of these. An Apple Watch.
The Apple Watch. Is that
don't
what screwed
you? It's a spy device. If somebody hooks this up to your phone, if somebody buys you this for Christmas and then hooks it up to your phone and then can read all your text messages remotely for 6 months, and you're looking for the watch and you're like, where's my watch? And then somebody is actively reading your messages and blocking people and shit like that. Yeah, you can do a lot with one of those. Don't get
What's one of the first things I ever said to you, like during our first interview? Always remember, it's the bitches that'll get you.
Yeah,
I said that. I remember saying it. You guys know. You guys know.
Yeah.
My little robot over there, whose name begins with an A, has started like mouthing off to me lately. I'm gonna smash it with a hammer and throw it away because I think also that thing spies on you. I can see the name. Alexa.
Oh, Alexis. Oh, yeah.
Has started really mouthing off to me. And mine has a man voice, and there's like snarky mode or something. And now it's a little snarky. It's a little too snarky, but I'm gonna smash it with a hammer and throw it away because they're always listening. They're always listening.
And no more screenshots. That's one of the things that was on my new list too. It's like, you know why I screenshot? Because it's easier to explain to people what you're talking about? Like
No.
that you just
Don't.
screenshot you send. No more screenshots.
Just be like Goodfellas. You meet in a restaurant, an Italian restaurant, in a corner at a table with a red and white checkered tablecloth, and you talk about your business, and you don't do nothing about nothing. You don't tell them you don't tell anybody nothing about nothing. That's
Nothing.
it.
I don't know nothing about nothing.
No paper trail.
I would make Mark Meadows' job a lot
Don't be
easier
stupid.
if I did that. Yeah.
Be smart.
So,
Don't be stupid.
yeah. So watch a little more. If you have to go, let me know. But I think we're all getting close to being done with this.
Yeah.
I don't know, chaos among what's very, very clear. I forgot where I was going with this. What were we talking about?
You're probably better off.
I don't know. Stand up there and say, I'm not going to answer that because then you're in contempt and you get arrested. Like, that's
Yes.
what I was anyway. Because I was like, why do I have to go?
That's where I was going to say is they like to take things out of context or not give proper context to things like, like the Sandra Bullock thing or, these things that are released
Sandra
out
Bullock?
and
Bullock.
or, with Jen's 911 call. And what I've learned in statement analysis, when, the Karen fanatics will be like, oh my God, Jen referred to John as a man. I believe it was, right? A man in the snow.
Is it me and PS out in the snow?
Right. And here's the thing.
Is there a
statement
script analysis? Is there like a way?
Officer down.
Right. And
Officer
in
down.
statement analysis, you will kind of put little checks next to things that stand out to you that could mean something in a cluster, right? So, like not referring to a person in a particular way or using proper pronouns or whatever can show that they're trying to separate themselves, right, from a situation or an event. But you need it in clusters. You need it more. It's not a sign of deception when you have one moment here or something else way over here. It's like you have to collect a collection of signs in order to say there's probably deception here, and you got to bring context.
I mean, really, I just
she's a linguistics expert. Well, yeah, because she said there's the man pissed out in the snow, and then she said there's a guy, he's unresponsive. She didn't say officer down. She didn't say officer down. She didn't say Boston Police Officer John O'Keefe is unresponsive on my sister's lawn.
Yeah,
I can't with them. I can't.
A man lying in the snow.
Because, okay, well, what does this mean? Seconds is exactly what she did. And I believe it was in the audit report. They said she did that phone call exactly how they would want someone to make an emergency phone call.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that. They did say that. They did say
Oh,
that.
they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if it was John or Ted or Sandra Bullock in the snow.
Oh my God.
It's
Bullock. I need to publicly apologize to Sandra. I do not think I look anything like you. I think you are beautiful and you're a great actress. And I'm sorry I said your name. You're short and you're a brunette. And now
right, because she's gonna be watching this.
Yeah, I know. It's like Sandra.
Sandra Bullock is gonna see this. So
Yeah,
I'm glad that
yeah.
you gave her your apology.
Yeah, thanks, Kerry.
There's not a script to a 911 call. Here's the thing. That morning, it was a blizzard. So I want all of you. Well, I don't know if you guys have snow, but I want all of you to go outside the next really big storm, and you can hear how blanketed everything is. So there's no echoes off of cars. There's no echoes off of like houses. It's like there's a blanket.
It's a sound barrier.
It's
a sound barrier.
like all of the screaming and yelling. No neighbor came out of their house. Not just the Alberts. Not one neighbor. With all of that going on, it was also
not true. Somebody took pictures.
I was just saying the Asian house. They woke up. They took
nothing got by them.
They were alerted to that, and also their dog. The dog would wake up. I don't give a shit. Anybody, especially an aggressive dog like Chloe with the history. That dog is waking up, and it's waking up everyone in the house with them.
Somebody said Sandra Bullock is one of the 326 people watching them.
I know, right?
6 in the morning or so, you had the morning off. There was no sports. Nothing was open. You were basically like, hey, you get to sleep in because the world has stopped. It's a blizzard.
Yes.
So, I mean, I handle things. The situation was what it was. Here was my friend. I did not think he was dead. Karen was running around screaming. I didn't know. I couldn't control her. I didn't know what to do. Jen was handling the phone calls and whatnot. I mean, then I went and got Mr. and Mrs. O'Keefe. I wasn't hysterical. I wasn't because it was not the scene to be hysterical. You had one person who was hysterical, and rightfully so. That's her boyfriend that she loved. He's there. There he is. Of course, she's going to be crazy and hysterical running around. But I was just like, okay.
But Jen knew he.
I don't know what to do, but I need to get the keys and let them know that something is happening. I truly thought he might make.
What'd you say?
Jen knew he was dead because she already Googled how long it would take. So
right.
That's why she was calm.
Exactly.
That's what Kerry's saying.
Yeah, basically.
Kinda, right?
I think in my subconscious, I knew. Probably not, but I truly thought like, no.
Well, because you had hope. There was hope there in your mind, Cam.
For sure. I had hope because I literally looked in the back of the ambulance and I saw tubes moving, and I was like, okay, they wouldn't be working on him if he was gone. Like they wouldn't be. They would, right? Like, you wouldn't.
Yep.
No,
that makes sense.
Did you see a puffy jacket?
I think when you were talking about the not coming out of the house, I told you this before. I always think about it when My son and I lived down the Cape. We woke up one morning and we were walking outside or something, and a neighbor said to us, "Can you believe what happened last night? That was so crazy." And we're both like, "What?" And he tells us this story that the guy across the street, something very tragic happened in the house, and there were like 10 cop cars outside, 3 ambulances, fire engines, whatever. My son and I never woke up. No, we never woke up.
Well, they don't keep the sirens on when they get to the location.
Right.
The lights.
Was there a screaming woman on the front lawn yelling, "Oh my God," just yelling, "John, oh my God"? Was there 5 fire trucks? Yeah, exactly. Right. And did you have a German Shepherd in the house too? Did you have that? Like cool. I mean, these people, they like cool anecdote that we don't know how big your lawn was.
Bro.
Yeah, it's like well, that I guess we solved the case then, didn't we, guys?
Here, let's ask the Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah, well, just trust me, bro.
Yeah, right. And it's just for the people, like all of that, that's their biggest, gotcha, that they go out of their house is so insane to me, especially like she said, not one neighbor came out.
None of them.
No one came out. No one heard it. No one. And if you live here and you get snow, you understand, like it's, like she said, blanketed.
It is.
It's,
and if Brian Albert was involved, he would be better at running out and running all over the crime scene.
Exactly.
Because there would be drag marks. There would be feet prints for bringing John's body out there, footprints for bringing John's body. I mean, there would be so many reasons for them to run outside, not hide
Why would
in a
you
house.
put it on your front lawn? Like that doesn't even.
All right, let's play devil's advocate, right? Like, so what? That's one thing they bring up is where's the body? Like, if you drag the body out there, why aren't there marks of that? What do you say to that?
I think that they probably could have carried him.
Yeah, exactly that too. Yeah. I mean, there's some big strong boys, right? Yeah. And also like there was only like if you put them out there at 5 o'clock, which I think if they put them around then, right? It's already snowing. Just any track.
There was enough snow to track a cat.
Yeah, that's true. There was exactly
about all there was at that point. And then you take a leaf blower to it, and
Yeah, mystery solved. Mystery solved.
And like that's like common sense 101.
Yeah.
Like they lived along the commuter rail, the train tracks.
But nobody investigated. Nobody looked for footprints. Nobody looked for drag marks. Nobody looked for tire tracks. Nobody looked for any evidence. So that's kind of
this is the dumbest talking point they have is why would they leave them on the lawn? They go, there's train tracks in the backyard because it's not explainable how he's at the train track.
Wandering around
it's
on
like
the train tracks.
Because you can't blame it on Karen Reed if you put him on the train tracks, can you?
I think they wanted to blame it on 𝗪𝗏𝗄𝗏.
Yeah, or whoever.
Right?
Or whoever.
I think maybe originally 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 was supposed to be the fall guy, right? They knew 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 plowed their street. They knew 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 since they were kids, right? They knew that he was the plow guy.
And even if they didn't, they knew it would get plowed eventually.
And they knew that the injuries to his arm kind of looked like maybe they were hit by a plow, right? So maybe that would have been more explainable. And also, if you think about it that way, then all of a sudden the story that Karen says, oh, maybe he got hit by a plow.
Yeah, I mean, that was Karen's initial reaction, right?
Maybe that was initially what they were going to say. Who knows?
Yeah, that did make the most sense,
right?
Why would she say he got hit by a plow? Well, what else is going to hit him? A Ford Edge? Like, what else is going to hit him? Like,
it was like front lawn. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for anyone.
Especially a Boston police detective and an ATF agent. They would have a better plan. They would have a better plan. And
well, there was
they would have a better
right
plan. Not if they had to think on the fly. It wasn't like they planned anything.
Yeah,
I said this
exactly.
He could have walked in the backyard to take a leak, right? Because on the other side of the garage, to the right of the garage, I think there's a gate that goes to the backyard, right?
Yeah.
Let's say for just shits and giggles, he had to take a leak. He walked through that back gate. There's a pool back there with a concrete patio, right? It's slippery. It's slick. It just started to snow. That's when it's most slippery. Let's say he went back there to take a leak. He slipped. He smacked his head on the concrete. Somebody lets the dog out. The dog is trying to help and save him. And the dog grabs him by the arm and tries to pull him to safety. Let's just say that that's what happened. Why wouldn't you just call 911?
That's a good point. So you'd still.
Why wouldn't you just call 911? Or everyone's drunk and they're out of their skulls and they're like, oh my God, this is going to be like a whole thing. We gotta do something. Like, it wasn't like they premeditated anything. A grand plan didn't have to be had. What had to be had was in the moment trying to figure out what to do when everyone's been drinking for 2 days, or at least Higgins and
I don't.
Albert have been drinking for 2 days.
I don't think I've ever heard a Free Karen Reed supporter suggest that this was a premeditated murder, because that would make no sense. I would agree with that. You want to kill a guy, you don't invite him to 34 Fairview Road and like, come on in, and there's a million ways you get caught that way. It was obviously an accident, right? Whatever happened,
they would have had a better plan if they were going to do this.
Yeah. Like, yeah, but they weren't going to do it like that. It was kind of on the fly. Like, oh,
drunk
shit.
people do stupid shit, and then shit happens, and then you got to figure out what you're going to do next. And sometimes you make a bad choice about what to do next.
And who would be
whatever?
There's no one better to have in your corner than murder police who understand what the police are going to look for. And Brian Albert is murder police. You know, he knows exactly, 29 years on the job. He knows exactly what they're first going to look for, exactly what they're going to do. Here's what you say. Like, you couldn't have a better person in your corner than Brian Albert if something like that happened to you, you know, like an accident, you know,
type dumpster. So, I mean,
I actually Googled it. No one in the history of the world has murdered anyone and put them on their front lawn.
Oh, okay.
No shit.
Because why would you, right?
No one.
But here's what I say to people.
I'm glad this is funny to you guys, by the way. I mean,
nobody's suggesting that it was a murder. It could have been an accident that resulted in a death.
Yes.
But when you cover that up, that's the crime.
Yes.
The crime is in the cover up. Okay. Nobody's saying that anybody intentionally murdered anybody. But even if it was a complete accident, like in the backyard, like the dog tried to save him, let's just say, it's the covering up. That's the crime. So I don't know.
You know what?
Googled it though. So
the Google search, the Google search is evidence of the murder, because that is how long to die in cold. She wanted him to die in the cold.
Right.
And she wanted to know how long that would take. How long are we good for? You know, how much time do we need for him to die in the cold? That to me is the most obvious evidence of a murder, because again, they could have done the right thing. You know, it was just the Brian Walsh defense. Like, I had no choice but to chop her up, right? She's dead. Can't call the cops. You know, they're going to think I did it. I have to chop her up. I mean, they kind of did the same thing. They were like, we have a situation here. A guy is dying in our house. He's not going to, looking at him, they're like, he's not going to survive. That's what they must have thought. Like, he's not going to survive this. What do we do?
You know what else is a huge tell to me? That they pull up and it's Jennifer McCabe's sister's house. They find John O'Keefe dead on the front lawn, and she does not run into the house to make sure her sister's family is okay.
She waits 30 minutes to go inside.
That is wild to me.
In a dark,
she allegedly
black house.
called them and nobody's answering.
Yep.
Couldn't she have been like, oh my God, what if like a mass shooter came and killed everybody in the house and John O'Keefe? Like,
she called him at 6:07 and 6:08, right? The phone records show she picked up. They say the phone records aren't real. Okay, so they didn't pick up. The house is all black. No lights are coming on. Dead body on the lawn. You know there's a dog in that house. You're not hearing the dog.
No curiosity.
Like, what is going on here? Is everybody... John's dead. Did some sort of axe murderer come in here and just kill a whole bunch of people? Like, what's going on?
I mean, Brian Albert worked for the Fugitive Task Squad, right? Like, he's going after dangerous people all the time.
Yeah.
What if there's like some dangerous fugitive that found out who he was and came for him and the whole family?
Yeah.
I mean, your mind has to go there. If you've got cops in your family, right? You have to always be like worried that they might not come home, or worried that something will happen to them. No, she wasn't worried at all.
No, just no intellectual curiosity. The dash cam has her walking in at 6:35, and no cops on the scene told her, like, she probably go make sure everyone's okay inside, right?
Right.
Good.
Should we go inside and clear the house, make sure everybody's good? Like,
yeah, this is Bry's house, right? Like, where's he?
Why did Good get suspended? Why did Good get suspended?
He must have said something horrible in those texts. I mean, the way he can't even go in the building without a chaperone.
I know.
Like, he did something bad. What do you think?
I have no idea. But if you think about it, because now we're talking about it, and now it's reminding me that Kerry Roberts called Canton PD earlier that morning and talked to Good and said, oh, has anybody found a guy named John O'Keefe? You know, the girlfriend called me. He never came home. And I don't know, but he was one of the first people to know about it, or just to have John O'Keefe's name mentioned to him before his body was found. I don't know. I mean, but it definitely has something to do with what was found in Proctor's phone. We know that, but
yeah, it has to be. And it has to be bad because it takes a lot to, like, whatever it is serious. Like, he's done. He's going to be fired. It sounds like, you know,
they have to jump through all kinds of administrative hoops before they can. So it takes time, but.
So do you think it's something inappropriate or something illegal, like related to the Reed case?
No idea.
That'd be
no idea. I mean, it sounds like It sounds like it's worse than, calling her a whack job.
Really?
C word. Yeah, it sounds like that because Proctor didn't get suspended for that initially. I mean, it was the totality of things with Proctor, right? It was the messages that were read at trial, plus the drinking on the job with Kevin.
The drinking
Albert.
on the job. Yeah, that was the
totality of all the stuff, right? So,
but it wasn't the lying about his relationship with the McAlberts, right? Was that? I forget.
No, that wasn't part of it.
I feel like that's the most egregious thing. He just was
mention
how close he was.
Yeah, well,
but Goody also was like graduated with Courtney Proctor and Jill Daniels. Those were his friends. Like they still hung out. Like Courtney Proctor, last name, a Proctor and an Albert. And those are his good friends. And so,
the second family, right? Didn't she say they were like the second family?
The second family. So if there's any of the 5 Canton cops that day who is conflicted, it's him. He's the most conflicted of the 5 Canton cops. Who are the one I had faith in that really let me down.
What about Lenk? Wait, well, no, Lenk was.
Yeah, Lenker was one of the.
No, Lenk was Canton, right?
Lenk was right. Yeah, it was Lenker, Seraph, Melanie, who was the only good one in my opinion. Goody and Gallagher. Gallagher was the one I had hope for because Gallagher is the one that searched the scene and didn't find any taillight. So he had to know. Like that there was no 47 pieces of red taillight there. I would have been stepping all over it. Like I would have. It's bright red on white snow. It's like I would have known. I had hope for Gallagher. I had high hopes, and he really let me down.
Well, he came back. He was retired. He was tan. He was playing golf every day in Florida, and he has his pension. What does he care now?
$300,000.
He's the only guy they called.
The only one, yeah, with the leaf blower, which was Goodies.
Well, people will say, and I go, just really this, okay? I said, so John gets out of the car with his cocktail glass with the straw. Does he hold on to it while he's brought in the house, beat up, mauled by a dog, and then dragged unconsciously to the front lawn and then just decides to let go? Like, come on. You can't be that dumb.
What?
No, whatever went in the house with him had to come out of the house with him. You can't be that dumb. Whatever went in the house with him had to go out of the house with him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how easy it is.
I have no idea. I have no doubt he walked into the house holding the glass, and then a fight happens. You're right. And the glass has to leave because it's got John's fingerprints all over it. It has to leave.
Of course.
And it's
what if they actually come in the house and do an investigation and they find the glass? Come on.
Right. Exactly.
And what man drinks out of a cocktail straw? That cocktail straw had nothing to do with that glass. Okay. That cocktail straw could have been from a coffee that one of the guys was drinking, because it was cold and snowing out. It could have been from a law enforcement coffee cup.
And didn't the glass not even match the kind of glass? Yeah, exactly.
His cup was full, which we know in the bar when he walked out, it was not full. So if his glass was full, that means she had liquor in her car and they filled that cup up. And that's if that part of the story is true. But she says he walked and he sort of skipped to the front door. And
he did a little skip.
And to think that he's in the snow with a full glass and walk skipping, it just doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't. The glass and the straw were found around where he was found. So if he walked to the door with it, what did he toss it back and was like, I'll grab that later? Like, it doesn't make
or
sense.
Higgins collected the straw and every little piece of shard. It's so wild and absurd. And not to mention, it completely defies the logic of his phone not going in. He would have had to walk 32 miles per hour to make it to the door and back.
I picked the phone up after they lifted his body. I am on video picking the phone up.
There's a video.
Grass beneath him.
This is what?
She said she's on video picking the phone up.
Did I miss that?
Take it back 2 seconds.
Yeah, no. Did I miss that in the video? Like I never saw that at trial.
32 miles per hour to make it to the door and back.
I picked the phone up. I picked the phone up after they lifted his body. I am on video picking the phone up.
Did I miss that video?
We all missed it.
She's on video picking the phone up. Okay, and then
what time was that?
Grass beneath him because probably. I would imagine because it started snowing on top of him and his body temperature probably melted if anything was on the ground underneath him. It was grass. It's been questioned. Was it really grass? No, I know what grass looks like. It's grass. It was his phone. They lifted him. And I think at the same time, I went over to grab the blankets that I keep in the back of my car, anyway, I grabbed the phone. At one point I had Karen's phone and I think John's phone at the same time because I was on the phone with her mother, giving her mother my phone number and saying, I'm going to go to the hospital. If you want to call me, I'll be right behind her. I have to get the O'Keefes. Take my phone number down. I can give you any updates I can. I don't. And I would do it all again.
Hold on.
She still had John's phone in her possession when Karen was getting sectioned.
Hold on, rewind.
Go to the hospital. If you want to call me, I'll be right behind her. I have to get the O'Keefes. Take my phone number down. I can give you any updates I can. I don't. And I would do it all again. If the O'Keefes needed a ride, if Mrs. Reed needed my phone number, I would do it all again because.
So she took the phone with her. I thought she gave it to a cop.
She says she had John's phone and Karen's phone at the same time when she was talking to Janet Reed on the phone when Karen was getting taken to the hospital. That's what it sounded like to me.
I want to hear that one more time.
Because what time was that she talked to Janet Reed?
It was grass. It was his phone. They lifted him, and I think at the same time, I went over to grab the blankets that I keep in the back of my car, which is, anyway, I grabbed the phone. At one point, I had Karen's phone and I think John's phone at the same time because
she had Karen's phone and John's phone at the same time. Okay.
Was on the phone with her mother, giving her mother my phone number and saying, I'm going to go to the hospital. If you want to call me, I'll be right behind her. I have to get the O'Keefes. Like, take my phone number down. I can give you any updates I can. Like, I don't. And I would.
So she never says when she gives John. What time did they call? Was that 7 o'clock?
Wait a second. She drove away with Karen, right? Remember? And then they said, we're going to section her. They called Kerry to bring Karen back to the scene, which means that whole time Kerry had John's phone with her.
Yeah. According to the story that she just told.
Right.
Oh my God. She's telling them everything. She's
telling us everything.
Bro, how is 𝗵𝗵 not doing her job right now? And
she's in so much trouble.
Oh, they both are. They are
both. What about Papa?
What about Papa? This is Mark
Papa's
Diller.
Gonna be mad.
Mark Diller probably doesn't even know this is going on. He's gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, "What did you idiots do?"
She took John's phone with her. She intended to leave with Karen. The only reason she came back is because they called her and said, "We're gonna section her. Bring her back here."
Yeah, and she had the phone the whole time. She had John's phone the whole time.
With the phone.
Oh my goodness gracious, this woman. The more she talks, the more she talks.
The case.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on before we do anything because
timestamp this 2:41:31.
No, download YouTube video. That's what I'm doing right now because they might delete this. I am downloading this. Everyone else, please do it too. This is the kind of stuff they will try to delete. Like,
well, it's on your live stream, so we have it.
Oh, good point. Good point. But just in case, I am downloading this entire episode. So. Okay, we're downloaded. We're getting it. Okay, good. All right, now back to this. Yeah, like this is
do it all again. If the O'Keefes needed a ride, if Mrs. Reed needed my phone number, I would do it all again because the situation was we didn't know what the hell was happening. It was not a good situation, but we didn't know.
Yeah.
Yep. Good job.
What's your relationship with Jen McCabe like now?
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being there for the O'Keefes.
Oh my God.
Julie, your audio and your video are lagging like a little bit behind. So I think you're hearing us a little late and then we're talking over you when you're talking because it's like, I just want you to know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I don't want you to think we're cutting you off or stuff, but it's like there's a slight lag.
So I had asked her what her relationship with Jen McCabe is like today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jen and I are very close. I would not have gotten through the last 4 years without Jen. In my life, I've never been through a tragic situation. Like, I don't know how first responders do it. I don't know how they go home at night after finding a body or someone murdered. I don't know how you do it. I don't understand. I couldn't do it.
Unsung heroes. I mean, they really don't get the credit for what they do, which makes it even more egregious that the medics in this case were.
I could never, ever, I couldn't do it. The only body I'd ever seen deceased prior to that was in a funeral home. And so Jen and I are literally in this little boat together. And it's like there were 4 of us there. And Jen's the only one that I can talk to that was there at the same time. I tried to talk to Karen after it happened and she was with her parents and said she'll call me back. And I never heard from her again. It's just now because of everything that's gone on, my kids have become close with Jen's kids because we're all kind of in this little bubble together. And it's like,
it's funny how everybody who didn't know Jennifer McCabe before this, like Peggy O'Keefe, Paul O'Keefe, right?
Tight.
Kerry Roberts suddenly became tight with Jen McCabe at Jen McCabe's doing. Like suddenly their kids became friends. They went to practices together. All of a sudden, after this happened.
Oh yeah.
These people
can really bring a group together.
These people have no idea what's been done to them by Jennifer McCabe, do they? They really don't. Like, I don't think Kerry Roberts has any idea what has happened.
Being held hostage. Do you think Jen McCabe is in the room? Let's see if she keeps looking.
No, she would not be talking. Jen McCabe would have cut this off a long time ago. She's like, no, talking too much.
You know, who hates you and who's taking pictures of you and who's doing that? You know, you don't know who to trust. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But Jen and I are very close, and I would not have gotten through the last 4 years without her. I don't think Peg would have gotten through the last 4 years without her. Without me, without Katie Camerano, without there's a lot of us.
Katie Camerano.
I think we all have gotten through it together. It sucks, but you know what? I find the silver lining in John's death that I have become close with some amazing people.
Yeah.
By the way, Katie and Mike Camerano are not convinced Karen Reed did this, by the way. You could tell just at least we saw Mike in both trials. That's not a guy who thinks Karen Reed is convinced Karen Reed did it. Do you think?
No. And his wife she worked at the hospital, right? I remember her from the first trial. She's blonde. Very
Katie,
sweet.
Katie Camerano.
They're all great friends with Jennifer McCabe now. Is that what she's saying?
I mean,
they're all in the boat. They're all in the little boat together.
Katie Camerano was in the Peggy's Angels pick that Jen, one of those people Jen wanted close to her. But I could just tell from their testimony, those Katie and Mike Camerano loved John. You could tell they really loved him. And so their testimony was just very sad, but they did not come across as people that I don't think they're losing any sleep over Karen Reed getting acquitted. I just think they're just really sad for their friend being dead, but they are not convinced Karen Reed did this, so try as they may. She's not Carrie Roberts is definitely convinced Karen Reed did this because she can't come to terms with the fact that she has surrounded herself by the people who killed her friend. She can't come to terms with it.
Yeah. I can't imagine what you guys have endured. I mean, I see it, we experience a little bit of that lashback, just speaking up. But we hear, people reach out who don't want their names out there because they're afraid of being doxxed or having their jobs spammed with hate reviews and all these things. They've gone on a mission to silence and shame people to not support you guys.
Yeah, right. They really have.
I mean, yeah. It's just
by all means donate to their fund. They're going to need it.
You guys were failed
yes,
so
they
many
are.
times.
And
this is, I believe this is our online world as well, has not caught the legal side of it, has not caught up all the way with how there is kind of an abuse of the way people are treated online and the way defense teams are starting to use
stop.
Look who's on the panel with you.
Look
the way people
each of
are
their Twitter feeds and just search my name. Just search the word Melanie and see how many times that they have spewed hate about me. I'm not even on Twitter. I can't with this.
God.
I can't. I have to. Now I got to go because now they're just hypocrites. They're just hypocrites.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? What have you done for the last year? All I do, I'm an attorney with a microphone. I read court documents. I analyze police reports. I look at the evidence and I give my opinion. But it's okay for you to hate post on me. Go on with your bad selves. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. No, I'm really going to go because I am tired. But thank you
so much for joining us,
me.
Melanie. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
And everybody out there, there's all 6,700 people. Are they still live right now? Because they only
they're
have
done.
300
They're done.
people.
They're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got 6,700 people here who all support you. And listen, a hate watch is a watch.
I'll take it.
Bethany Frankel and 𝗚𝗏𝐿𝑒x the other day were talking about all their hate watchers, and they're like, "Look at a hate watch is a watch. It's a watch."
Are those
who cares?
Are those the Call Me Daddy girls?
Call Me Daddy is 𝗚𝗏𝐿𝑒x. Yeah. And then Bethany Frankel, she owned Skinny Girl Margarita. She sold that. She made $1 billion. She was one of the housewives, I think. She was on Martha Stewart's Apprentice. She's an influencer, and she's awesome. I like her a lot because she tells it like it is. And she's a New Yorker, so
There you go.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Melanie. Thanks for coming on. Always a pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
What a pleasant surprise that was, huh? Melanie Little in the house. All right, let's read some turtle chats now. Let's see what the people are saying. Let's see what you guys have for thoughts tonight, shall we? This is again, I never plan my episodes out. The title of tonight's show said, what was the title? It was 𝗫𝗏𝗄𝗏 𝗍𝗂𝗍 or something. And we're going to talk about that thing. Now it's been changed to change your plans with show subject. Laura has changed it too. Okay, so that's good. All right. First up, Lauren Murray sends $100. Woo! And says, "Keep up the good fight, homie." It's my dog right there, Lauren Murray. Thank you so much. I will do that. You're great. We all love Lauren Murray. Don't threaten Lauren Murray or harass her, please. She's great. Don't tell her that you're going to fuck her up. If I'm going to come after you and I'm going to help 𝗵𝗏𝗏 if you tell another word. Don't do shit like that. That's unnecessary. Okay. Let's see. Susie Potatoes sends $10 and goes, Congrats on a successful fundraiser. I'm the turtle you know's mom. Nice. Can you wish him a happy belated birthday? It was yesterday. Happy belated birthday to the turtle you know. Thanks for always fighting the good fight. Love, Mom. Mom, that's a nice mom. Thank you. Miss M sends $10, goes, I was cry laughing yesterday when I noticed LM changed the shape of her eyebrows. Did she really? Laura Matthias did. You could add beauty consultant to your resume. Nice. Is it because of me she did that? Nice. Brittany sends $10 and goes, hi, Turtle Boy. Congrats on your fundraiser. I only hope that one day you and Karen can have a joint fundraiser. With that said, I do not mean to be a downer, but I saw an unredacted footnote of a certain motion on Nurse Kim. I just want to let you know. Again, you know, well, it was put out there by someone else. Like, obviously, like when you trust somebody, it's like a weird thing. Like when you trust somebody, man, you trust them. Like you trust this person with your life. You're like, this person, I trust them, right? And you're like, this person is an active part of helping your legal defense. And you're like, the number one person you go to is this person, right? And then, so you trust them with shit that you would not give to, you don't just hand this out to any old Joe off the street. And then that person decides that they're just going to try to destroy you and they're going to just leak everything you ever gave them in confidence, right? Just to hurt you, just to hurt your, not just you, but people around you, your legal defense, like just to hurt you. Doesn't really serve any purpose. Of course, you're not like defending yourself by doing that. You just want to hurt the other person, just to hurt them, because that's punishment. That's what you get. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to tell the truth about another person. And if you do, this is what happens. So thank you for that. Again, the Sandra Bullock thing was not supposed to be public fodder. Like that was supposed to come out of trial, but unfortunately it has come out another way. But anyway, I didn't give up the chip there. I'm just responding to the thing. So it's still, I did not, that's not drama. I'm just saying. Next, Sylvia sends $25 and goes, friendly reminder to the owner of McMorgan's that controversy surrounding turtle tots only brings in money. I, for one, finally made the trip last night out of curiosity, and it's 10 out of 10. Nachos, drinks, and beer by far. The atmosphere, love the decor. I love the decor in there too. It's like the lighting is good. The bar is good. It's cool. I love it. Yeah, so the owner should be happy. Like, I mean, they've probably got a lot of new things in there, and you can get lucky in there. You know, you can have a good time. You can have a good time. Everybody knows that. All right, next. I'll have the escargot sends $5 and goes, that 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃 must be straight fire. After hearing her on Ray from Dallas, she has the kind of voice that makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up, and the things she says makes you want to bang your head against a wall. Okay, I know who you're talking about. I have no comment on that, but you know, to each their own. Thank you. Laura sends $25 and goes, great show tonight. Looking forward to your 1 month drama-free presentation from Emily. Yes, I did. We all agree I was drama-free tonight, right? Like I avoided it. I didn't talk about it, you know? And because like you said, like that previous person said about like one day, I hope what they say about you and Karen, like, yes, like I have said a lot of things that are offensive, right? But there's also a lot of history there, man. And, you know, her feeling, you know, it's just like, whatever. Maybe if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I don't think we're going to ride into the sunset together or be best friends or anything like that. But we're on the same team. We can't forget that. I still 1000% support Karen Reed's cause. 1000%. I want her to win her civil suit. I want her to take advantage of this opportunity to depose all these people, right? I think that her fundraiser, right? Like the money that will go to the attorneys is a good thing. I truly believe that, right? So I would never shit on anyone or discourage anyone from donating to the Karen Reed Legal Defense Fund, because I support it. I want to be very clear about it. I support that 1000%. And I'm team Karen Reed, and I want Karen Reed to win, period. That's it. All right. And maybe that got a little lost with me along the way, right? That like for the last 6 months, it's been a steady decline, and we both have the same goal. Like what has consumed me? Drama, right? Drama has consumed me, like shit in my personal life, like shit with Karen Reed, like shit like that. And it's just like, you know what? That wasn't good. None of that was good. None of that was healthy, right? And I feel detoxed in the last 6 days just to be like, let's talk about what matters. Like, look what we did tonight. We shit all over the people that we should be shitting on. Kerry Roberts, Jennifer McCabe. I'll be drama with those people all day, right? Because that's not drama. That's justice, right? That's getting to the bottom of this and holding these people accountable and just calling them out on their bullshit. I mean, this was an interesting night. Some of the shit Kerry Roberts said on there was an interesting night. So we were all going for the same goal. And I was happy to hear from Karen Reed last night. I was very happy to hear some of the things that she was saying, right? And I was happy that DJ did not allow his panel, from what I saw. I mean, once my show started, I didn't see what came after that. I was happy that DJ used his forum, MBIA, used their forum to make it about the Karen Reed case and the Karen Reed case only and not the drama. Because he easily could have been like, there was a lot of Turtleboy bad people on that panel, right? And he easily could have turned it, if he didn't police it, it could have turned into a Turtleboy bad thing, and a lot of people would have bought into that. But credit where credit's due to DJ. Really nice guy. Mbia, really nice gal. She came to the Halloween party, real sweetheart. And, they kept it professional from what I saw. And when Karen Reed came on, they did say that they were going to have a guest, and it was Karen Reed. And so seeing her on there and nobody's heard from her in a long time, at least publicly, it was good. I was happy to hear from Karen Reed last night. I was happy to hear her talk and talk about the case, as best she could. And that's it. That's it. So nothing but positive vibes for me from now on, because we're working together. Okay. New year, new turtle. Let's go. All right. Next. All right. Daniel 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃 sends $300 and has no comment. He just leaves $300. So thank you so much for that, Daniel. I really appreciate that. 𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃 sends $10 and goes, Kerry is low-key mad that she didn't get to give John mouth to mouth. Watching Karen do it probably broke her heart. Well, she says she gave mouth to mouth, right? Isn't that what she testified to? That was why she was so mad about the whole, like, I was the only one who tried to help. Kerry Roberts like, bitch, I tried too. But definitely Jen didn't, You say that every year, 𝗃𝗍𝗃. Do I say it every year? I don't know if I say it every year. Do I? I don't know. I've stuck to other New Year's resolutions. I used to start the show anywhere between like 9:01 and 9:15 every day. And like, you never knew what time the show was going to start. And a couple years ago, I had New Year's resolution. I'm going to start at 9 o'clock every day. I'm going to be on time. And I'm very rarely am I past 9 o'clock. Very, very rarely. So thank you. Yeah, but you didn't have chips any. That's true. I didn't have people making chips for me. I need the fucking chip. I need the drama-free chip. I don't think anything. Do we agree that nothing I did tonight really crossed the line into drama? I kind of went there a little, and then I didn't go all in. Right? We agree on that? Like, you put the drink in front of me. I smelt it. No. Go away, Satan. Do we all agree with that? That I didn't cross the drama line, right? Tonight? Do we all agree on that? And it was tempting to. It was just the tip. It was just the tip. Just the drama tip, right? Okay, we're good. We're good. I'll do a poll. We'll do a poll. That's we haven't done a poll tonight. All right, poll. All right. Did I cross the drama line tonight? What did people say? What do the people say? in the chat. What do they vote? Vote now. What do people say? All right, we got 200 votes in. 94% say no. Okay, good. And like 7% are just being assholes. All right, that's good. That's good. That's a solid number. If it was like 75, I'd be worried. 90 something. I like that. I like 90 something. 92. Okay, good. All right, next. Melissa sends $10 and says, my response to all the losers on Twitter is reply with one thing you've done in your life that rivals Turtleboy's accomplishments. Started a social movement that saved a woman's life, raised $2 million for her. It was 1.1. Went to jail for her cause and faced 10 years in prison, a little more than 10. Got set up by corrupt judges, prosecutors, local and state law enforcement for simply doing journalism and exposing corruption. Oh yeah, you've done nothing. Then shut the fuck up. Oh God, that was a good one, Melissa. I love that one. Thank you so much. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, if you don't have haters, you haven't made it. You know what I mean? Like, these people hate me because I'm getting shit done and I've accomplished more than they have in the last 2 years in their entire life. So I'll take it. Don't worry. All right, next. Crawford's ball gag. Again, I just read the turtle chats. Sends $10 and goes, you know, Bev is a mega cunt when someone as nice as 𝗵𝗡 is baffled by her behavior in the newly released sidebars. I didn't even get to the sidebars tonight. Congrats. But you should just watch 𝗵𝗡's channel. This is a good chance for me to promote someone else's channel. See, collaboration. There's a million other channels that are going to do the sidebars. And 𝗵𝗡 and Corey Hopkins, they have a nice little yin and yang thing going there. I was watching them at the gym today, and I was watching their reenactments of it. Corey Hopkins played the role of Alan Jackson, and 𝗵𝗡 doubled as Adam Lally and Cannoni. And so she would put the cigarette in her mouth every time she was Lally. So definitely go check out 𝗵𝗡's channel. She's a wonderful gal. I've started to get to become friendly with her. I found her in the TikTok machine, and then I met her outside the courthouse one time, and she's very funny. She's like an Auntie Deb. She's like a female Auntie Deb. And, you know, she's got jokes, and she's very witty, and she's also really smart. Like, I had her on my show last night. She had some, I like people who are insightful. She said something last night where I'm like, that's a good point. I didn't even fucking think of that. Like, oh, about like the lacrosse game. Like, if I were the McAlberts there, and like some guy came up to me and was like, hey, did you murder a guy? Did you like do this and that? You'd be like, what? You'd be like, what are you talking about? No. What? They acted the exact opposite way that somebody would act if they, you know, didn't Google how long did I call it. So thank you. Yeah, like Mel and Scott, it was great to see you in there last night. Scott was on the panel with Karen Reed. Scott is a ride or die, boots on the ground guy, right? And he said on there last night, like when it was his turn to talk, and he's like, I first found the case on Turtleboy, you know? I noticed some people didn't really like that answer, but it was the truth. And I'm glad the truth was said there, you know? So he says, true, Melanie would not have been on a panel if the show was all drama based. She don't do that. No, she doesn't. But that has nothing to do with the vapant Kerry Roberts stream that was being reviewed incidentally. Exactly, Scott. Exactly. We all love Scott. He's great. Great guy. Great guy. That's why he's got a wrench. Okay. Yeah, so 𝗪𝗏, and that's the thing. So is 𝗵𝗡. See, I got nothing against that, man. I'm not about that. I did see that some people were like shitting on 𝗵𝗡 because she went on both, not on our side, but like fans, people who don't like Turtleboy were like, oh, that's fucked up. She went on both. It's like, what? Because we're a fucking unit, man. We're never going to get reunited. The band's got to get back together. I'm sorry. Enough of this shit. And that, if that includes Crawford and BLT, I sent BLT a text message the other day just to be like, hey, man, I come in peace. Just wanted to talk, try to open the lines of communications, whatever, you know what I mean? Like Crawford, I'm not there yet, you know, but like, you know, I am willing to let bygones be bygones and just let's get back to the way things were, You know, we can pretend this ugly divorce didn't happen and just fucking move on. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get through this shit together. You know, people like, you're delusional, whatever. You know, I dream. It doesn't mean you got to be friends with them. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean I have to be friends with these people. You know? Oh, Auntie Deb's here. One step at a time. Don't get overzealous in your recovery. But Auntie Deb, there was some rumors last night that, like, because Auntie Deb didn't come on. Ooh, was there friction between them? Nah, that motherfucker just fell asleep. And he woke up. He woke up after the show was over. He's pissed. That's what he told me. So, yeah, there we go. All right. So you're right. Maybe I'm getting a little overzealous there, but let's start with Karen Reed. Let's start with her. We'll see. We're nowhere close to it yet. Don't get me wrong, but a man can dream, can't he? I'm trying to have positive vibes here. Okay. Positive vibes. New turtle, new year. All right. Next. Okay. Yeah, there's that. Next one. Christina sends $20 and goes, thank you for an amazing show tonight. Merry Christmas and happy birthday. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, my birthday is on Friday, the day after Christmas this week. Hopefully I'm not in jail for that. So I don't plan on being in jail. I see no reason to be in jail. And I have great lawyers that are going to make sure that never happens. All right. Next. Let me see if any cash apps here. Drama edging. No drama. All right. Tracy sends $20 and goes, what's their channel name? Today is my birthday too. Oh, happy birthday. December 20th today, right? Yeah. That's Tracy sends $20. It's the forensic, like FOUR, forensic something. I don't even know. Thanks, Tracy. Yellow Lead Bettero Cummings says $5 and goes, the audacity of Kerry. So glad Melanie came on. Yes. What a nice treat that was, huh? Nice. Karen M sends $10 and goes, Mark Bettero blocking Koala today was the best. Free Turtleboy. Okay. Didn't know that. Thanks. Yeah. So, okay, cool. Do we have anything else here? Any more turtle chats? All right. Anything else the chat would like to talk about? I mean, you could watch the rest of that later. I think we've seen quite enough. But anybody else got anything to say? We covered nothing that I was planning on covering. No sidebars, no Lindsay Stachini talk. We'll save that for another day. No Laura Mathias. We just riffed it. That's what we do here at Turtleboy. We just fuck it. You know, it's a unique brand. Capricorns unite. Yeah. Emily doesn't have a wrench. Give her a wrench right now. You have to leave a comment, Emily, to get a wrench. Comment real quick, and then I will wrench you up. Let me see her in the comments. As soon as I see your comment, then I can do it. Am I still doing a live Tuesday? Yeah, I should. It's the 23rd, right? Oh, there she is. This was my favorite show in such a long time. Okay. Add as moderator, standard moderate. Okay, good. Because I definitely, all I do is comment. Okay, you're in, Emily. You got your wrench. You're good. Welcome to the higher status club, if you will. All right, cool. Anybody else got anything to say? Yeah, I'm not going to talk about this right now. Why is New Jersey Lindsay claiming she's still pressing charges against you? She made some tweet. I have no comment on that. I have world-class attorneys out of New Jersey, Darren Gelber, Linda Kenny Bodden, and Mark Bettero, right? And I will leave the lawyering to the lawyers. That's what you pay lawyers to do. So I have no comment on that. Okay. I don't, criminal cases are not decided on Twitter, believe it or not. So there's that. All right. Anybody else got anything to say? See, old Turtleboy would have been like, I would have all rant on that. But that's bait. And no bait when I see it. And know it. They win when you take the bait. Okay. Anybody else? Thoughts on the sidebar so far? Not as juicy as I was hoping for, to be honest with you. I mean, Karen Reed told me, oh, look at me flexing. Karen Reed told me once that she didn't go to the sidebars in the first trial. She did in the second. And she said that all of the best stuff happens at sidebar. That's what she told me. All the best stuff happens at sidebar. So it's interesting just seeing what a raging CUNT Auntie Bev is, huh? As if we didn't know that already, you know? The way you can make it, she is so sexy. Stupid April. All right. What else people got? Anybody else? Sorry, I'm reading the chat. See, I'm not going to even comment on that. I'm not even going to comment on that. I appreciate the question, Nadine, but not even going to comment on that because that's when you edge into drama. But always willing to have a conversation. Always. Because BLT was good to me. There's no doubt about it, man. You know what I mean? The guy raised a lot of money for me. He was nice. I have no reason to like hate BLT, you know? There you go. All right, what else? Anybody else got anything? Thank you. I feel like I'm like recovered. Thank you. You're proud of me. Thank you. And thank you for Melanie Little for coming on tonight. What a pleasant surprise that was. It was really cool. Buffalo chicken dip for Christmas, probably. Yeah, our next show, I guess. So tomorrow night, we're going to be live streaming Ravens Patriots. I don't know if I'm going to go on camera for that. I might just do the talking head. And I'm going to try to do it with the purple Kool-Aid man because he's a Ravens fan. But it just depends on, I don't have DVR for some reason. And so like you want to, his TV has to be the same time as my TV or else it ain't going to work. I'm going to be ruining everything for him if it doesn't work out that way, you know? And he knows I got a little tipsy at the last Patriots game and I talked a little shit there at the end. I'm like, you're going down, purple Kool-Aid man. It's true. I mean, this is a big game. We win this on the road. We're for real. 12-3. Possible 1 seed still in play. You lose this game. Whew. You lose this game, then the Bills win this week, and now you're tied. And you got the Dolphins coming up, and the Dolphins every year. Well, we're not going to lose. Now they got Quinn Ewers playing. But I don't know. I just don't like limping into the playoffs. I don't like that. It reminds me of 2021 with Mac Jones just limping in. I don't want to limp into the playoffs. I want to go in there, guns a-blazing, you know. And the Ravens are, the Ravens are still the Ravens. They still got Lamar. They might be 7-7, but they're still the Ravens. So, and it's on the road. So it's a big game, you know? Okay. Can you go to his house and do a stream together? No. I'm going to speak. He lives in Baltimore. He's from Baltimore. So, the Eagles clinched the NFC East tonight. Good for them. I think that was a given. Yeah. The Bears are 11-4, bro. They are for real. Did they clinch a playoff? They must have clinched a playoff with that win tonight. Any Bears fans in the house? I mean, Ben Johnson and Vrabel, coach of the year right there. Those are the two guys. You got to give it to them. That's a legit win. The Bears are for real, folks. The Bears are for real. Can the Lions still catch them? That was a good win for the Lions, actually, because now the Lions can catch the Packers. We'll see. All right. Anybody else got anything? '49ers here. Yeah, you guys are on a roll. Third place, 10-14 in third place. You don't see that every day. All right. Okay. Let me just refresh the turtle chat so we don't miss anyone. Any paying customers? Okay, we're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you guys all tomorrow for the Patriots-Ravens game. Everyone else will see Tuesday night for the next episode of Turtleboy Live. 𝗙𝗵𝗄𝗆 bum crease and brush your teeth. Outie.
Night screens glowing blue, got the facts in my headlights. Commonwealth tripping, but the truth stay calm. 𝗵𝗄𝗄𝗧𝗏 and 𝗟𝗟𝗄𝗏, I'ma read them like Psalms. KP throwing shade from a broke down porch, but the files in my lap like a flame to a torch. I don't raise my voice, I just let the game speak. Steady with the grind while the crooked run weak. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just try to slow grind. Midnight oil burning, pen hit the pad slow. Every word cut clean like the rims on the 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝗏. From Boston to Brockton, the whispers all hum. Turtle boys riding in the reckoning gon' come. Lally in the back room, 𝗵𝗄𝗄𝗧 on the phone, trying to twist the narrative, but they can't postpone. I'm just sipping on the facts while the city play pretend. True, got no curfew, I'ma run it to the end. See, this ain't about fame, this about that long game. You can duck, you can weave, but the truth still call your name. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow, glide. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide